Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is episode 1 of my gameplay series on Hutan Pantai. Yes, here we are. So we just got in, we took a little boat in we were in a larger ship, but yeah, we took a little boat in the last little distance here. We landed in a bigger city that was across the water over there than this boat, gave us a ride across. So here we are to our new life in Hutan Pantai. We've come out here because there is a big demand for farming. A lot of the farmland is kind of, there's just not a lot being done with it, and there's a lot of demand for agriculture to happen here, and there's a bit of a rice shortage. So we're going to try to grow some rice, hopefully. That's going to be kind of the goal here, is to kind of do some of that sort of stuff. What do we have for settings? Let's go over some of that stuff. For our game settings, economy mode is going to be normal. Seasonal growth, yes. Days per month, 1. Snow's off. Crop destruction's off. Periodic plowing is on. Fieldstone is off. Lime is on. Weeds are off. Disaster instruction is enabled. And then, yeah, the rest of that stuff is just not really as important. That's the main thing there. Now, what do we have? We have $500,000. However, it did cost us quite a bit to get over here. Maybe not as much as I said. And we were also in debt before that, we'll say as well. You can ignore some of this through here. I fast-forwarded time so we could actually start in March instead of August. So this was loan interest on the loan, and I just reimbursed us that because we are starting right now. So we have $500,000 and $750,000 in loans. So we are at a net negative of $250,000, which we can't even borrow anymore. That's just what we have. So we have to spend our money very wisely is kind of what we have to do. So yeah, now the good thing is when we go to sell long grain rice or wet rice due to the demand through the series, we will always get a 20% bonus. Everything else sells normally, but if we do rice, we get a 20% bonus off the sell price. So if I sell it for, well, $18.75 there, I'll get $18.75 per 1,000 liters plus 20% on top of that because of the high demand right now. So that's kind of my way I've kind of set this series up. It's not like a roleplay series or anything like that. Yeah, there's not like a specific storyline, but we're going to try to make some good money doing our thing and hopefully growing some rice. So this is my rice farmer series, and that's kind of what we're going to do. So first off, well, we need some land. So if we go in here, we take a look. I did kind of think about starting over here, but I really don't want to start with the starting farm. I kind of want to do something different, I don't want to really start with like a pre-built farm. I also thought about using that farm, but ultimately I decided to do our own thing. And it seems like this area here is pretty flat, and there's some kind of starter smaller fields over here. So I think we could set up a nice farm area over here, I think that would be good. It's $70,000 for that. Holy smokes, that one's expensive because it has all that space over there. Well, that's a bit of a downside. $82,000 for that. 101, 163. That one's 119. Maybe what we'll do is we'll start with that's 70 for that. Yeah, I think we'll start with that one. Let's start with this one to start. We're gonna go ahead and buy that. That's a little bit of our money. Now, there should be a little bit of space over here, hopefully, to park some stuff. I think it's pretty hilly on that side of it. This part's flat, but I think this is going to be kind of hilly. We'll have to kind of see when we get over there. So we need some equipment as well. We got to get some equipment. Now, it is March, and if we look at the seasonal calendar here, long grain rice, and then where is rice? Rice, I think, is what we're going to get into first, because I think it's just going to be, the equipment, honestly, is cheaper to get into regular rice first, because it's $125,000 to get a harvester and the planter for it. So that's going to be kind of our goal, is to get that going in April. We also could plant it in May, which we may do, and I'll explain why we're going to do that potentially. But let's go ahead and buy something here. We need something to transport the rice to market and to kind of get around the map. So let's go ahead and get, this guy with an extension here got the hiccups for some reason. I kind of want to change the color. Maybe we'll do like a custom color. Maybe do custom. I don't know if I necessarily want that. Maybe like a metallic orangish color. Maybe that, maybe metallic. Select that. It's not too bad. I don't mind that much. Maybe a little bit darker orange. Let's add that to favorites. Well, hopefully saves that. There we go. Okay, I kind of like that. It's a little bit deeper of an orange. Stands out a little bit. Let's go ahead and go with that. Let's get a trailer hitch. I don't know if we'll use it or not, but let's get it at least for now. So we have it. Okay, $49,000 for that. That was actually more expensive. I should have paid attention to the price. I thought it was cheaper than that. Gotta be careful. Okay. I did think about we could potentially get, there's not really a small, well, this is kind of a small Low loader here. Something to tow our equipment around because we don't really want to drive it on the roads. This guy's $30,000. Maybe we'll, we could also potentially lease it. 1606 to get our stuff back to the yard or back to wherever we're going to be. Let's go ahead and do that. I think it'll hook up to our... Hopefully it will. Let's actually just tab over to... This could have just been a waste of money here. We're hemorrhaging cash faster than we need to already. Oh, no. Oh, all right. Well, we'll still hold on to it for a second because... Oh, gosh. We don't need to go all out and buy the harvester yet, but if we're going to go down to special crops, we need this to plant for sure. We're going to buy that. 25,000 bucks, cheapest thing we bought so far, honestly. We don't need a lot right now. We'll probably need something like a small tractor and something for fertilization. So yeah, we kind of, is there anything on sale? I guess I should have checked that first. Oh my gosh, I could have bought that stupid trailer. This is just a nightmare. I guess I can do wide on there too. I think we will probably buy that. Maybe not the wide, but we'll probably end up coming back here to buy that in a second. First, let's actually get something that can tow it, because it'll be nice to be able to haul our equipment around as needed if we need to go to different rice fields and stuff like that. We know the locals don't get too happy if you're driving really slow equipment on the roads. So they don't really like tractors either, but sometimes it just kind of is what it is. So there are a few different options for tractors. We got some kind of cheaper ones in here. That one does up to 90 horsepower. We need it to be able to do the fertilizing spreading. So, I mean, that it's got to be able to have a front weight on it at a minimum. Bigger engine, and then if we did, is there a front weight? I don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, what kind of fertilizer spreader are we looking at here? I know there's a lot of shopping. That's just how kind of every series kind of starts, though. I mean, I got to get stuff done. Oh, we could use that guy to start. That's probably what we're going to do just to start off being super, super cautious with our money. And we can get a super cheap tractor. Let's buy that. And then we need to grab... Where is the tractors here again? Then I think we could use this guy to do the work. That's have 90 horsepower when we upgrade it. It's got a little bit more, 112, 116. That's $20,000 more though. Yeah, let's use this little Massey. It'll be a good way to start off, I think. That doesn't matter a whole lot. We don't need front fenders on it. We don't really need beacon lights. Definitely need the front weight. Oh, and I can get a front loader too, which is going to be important because we're going to have to load some fertilizer up. So that'll be actually really good. Yeah, quickie, that'll be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and buy that. I'm sure that'll pull that trailer as well. And then we need pretty much the smallest front loader we can get. This guy right here. Buy that guy. Costs are going up, but it's going to be okay. Front loader tools. Could do big bags. I think we'll go pallets just to be safe because, yeah, I think we'll go, and we can use the pallet forks too to move other stuff around. So we'll do that. Okay, let's do that. This guy we can get back to the farm here in a little bit. Let's pull him off to the side. Oh, yeah, we're already a fair amount into this. Let's make sure this all hooks up. That does still seem like a large front loader attachment for this tractor. Maybe it's not, though. If I can actually get it on there. There we go. Okay, you know what? Actually, that seems pretty reasonable for this guy. Okay. Now, obviously, it can hook up to this. I'm sure it can. Yeah, okay. We'll want the trailer to be able to come... We don't want to... So we're going to want to buy the harvester later. So I know this is going to be kind of... It's going to seem kind of stupid. Let's go to vehicles here. Where is our leased one? This one, leasing. Let's go ahead. We're going to return that, which I know we just wasted $1,600 for no reason. But it's just going to be better in the long run if we buy this, I think. We don't need the... Is there a free option there? Standard. Yeah, we don't need anything crazy on it. 8846. Okay. Let's hook this bad boy up. Okay. Unfold that down. I was about to say, it won't let me detach it. I was like, that's going to be kind of lame. We'll need to put this on there because this is going to tow everything back. How much is a fertilizer holder before I decide if I want to... Oh, and it's going to be under containers, right? Fertilizer tanks, 23,500. That's quite a bit, but it'll make our lives a lot easier instead of dealing with... I know I just bought this for pallets, though, so that's... We'll start off with pallets if we have some more extra money towards maybe the end of this year, because we still have to build a rice field. We still got other stuff we got to do, so we'll hold off for now. I'm going to just back this up and set this on there. If I can actually get on there. There we go. Just set that up there. Okay, and then we're going to buy some fertilizer because we're here anyways. We're going to try to grow our own, whatchamacallit. Do I want to use big bags? I guess they're both the same price, so we might as well do the one that's going to be easier for our pallets, probably. We don't want to get 8, maybe 4. 4 should be more than enough to get us started. I'm hoping I can put 2 of these on at a time. I'll probably honestly keep them on this trailer since we own the trailer now. Oh. Yep, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, so the answer is we cannot put 2 on at a time. Okay, well, that's that. That's kind of a frustration. I mean, with a rear weight, we could do it, but I don't think I really want to invest in a rear... Well, we might almost need a rear weight anyways. Yeah, we kind of need a rear weight. We're just hemorrhaging cash. Everything is totally fine, totally normal. I have like a plan in my head every time I get going with something, and then who knows what actually happens. Let's do a pack 1000. That should be something that's got a little bit of a kick to it, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, this thing needs... Oh, I need to go the other way to pick it up, don't I? Crud. Alright, let's loop around here. No, it's much easier said than done with this setup that we have that we're running. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Alright, much better. Now let's see if we can do 2 at a time here. Because I bet we can with this setup now. Put that weight on the back. That should help us out quite a bit. Okay, set this down right next to... There we go. Pretty much right there. That's perfect. Oh yeah, you can feel it feels heavy, but we can do it. All right, there we go. We're just gonna drive these straight up onto here. Oh nope, we gotta actually hit the trailer, right? Can I strap down that front? Oh good. Yeah, let's strap that spreader on there so I don't chuck that off somehow. Knowing my luck, I would do that. Did this have... No, we need automatic engine start turned off. Automatic engine start, where you at? Off. Yeah, I don't want that on. I want to be able to turn it on and off as I choose. Whoa, what's going on here? What is happening here? That was weird. We're going like through the trailer for a second. Very strange. Okay. Oop, easy, too far on the trailer. Oh, and do we even need a fertilizer spreader? That thing fertilizes, and rice only requires 1. Gosh, we are just a mess. Well, we bought it. Thankfully, we didn't invest too much. I mean, we still need the fertilizer, don't get me wrong. I am not remembering anything about this. You guys are probably going to be very angry with me in the comments. Come on now. Get those off of there. This is going very poorly as well. Goodness. Oh, my goodness. I just want to shove those up further. Come on now. Oh, my gosh. This is just going very poorly. All right, that's it's terrible. How much fertilizer this hold? 250 liters, of course. Not enough to get rid of one of those pallets. I'm gonna try to shove those pallets on a little bit further with this guy. Guess I probably should have moved my other tractor out of the way first, but that's okay. It's just a train wreck waiting to happen. Every part of this. Just impaled myself in my pallet forks. Let's lower that down. Just to shove. Nope. Raise it up to shove? Nope. Okay. This is... Alright. No one look. No one look. These are in the trailer. They're falling in the trailer. I feel like there's something wrong with this trailer. I feel like this stuff shouldn't fall through the trailer that bad. But, anyhow. We own the equipment to do this, to move stuff. So just in the interest of my sanity and your guys' time, we're just going to cheat a little bit here. I know. Console players will be upset with me because they don't have the opportunity to do this. Well, I guess they have liftable pallets now, so they do technically have the ability to do that. All right, those are strapped down. Let's just get this stupid thing on here. All right. There we go. Now we got to see if the Massey will actually pull this. Let's turn it off. That is not one of the ones that has a hitch in the back, is it? So I got to set this weight somewhere. Oh, sweet goodness. This is just a train wreck. Load this weight on here. Oh gosh, this is not going good. Come on now. All right, we're gonna hope for the best with that. Let's see if this is actually gonna be okay. Perfect. There we go. Make sure everything's strapped down. I feel like that trailer is just being weird. All right, I'm going to drive our stuff back to the farmyard, and I'll bring you guys back in when I get it over there, and we will talk more about our plans. All right, we are back at our farm. I got all our stuff here. Our first problem is, well, we kind of need more land. And I'm thinking, if we buy this chunk of land, which is $100,000, I know it's a lot, but then we could do 2 fields of rice probably. It gives us this whole chunk. We own like a little, this little triangle. The rest of this is part of this piece of land. So if we have all that, we could kind of set up our farmyard down here, which is kind of something that we kind of need to have. And the reason, I didn't even know there's a nice little bike path there. But anyhow, we need places to put stuff. We got to get some important stuff on this farm. Let's buy that. All right, there we go. Now, the first thing and foremost, well, I guess the first and foremost thing we need to put down, well, we're going to need to level this out, aren't we? This is kind of rough here. We're not the, well, we should probably level it a little bit. That's going to cost us some money. We need, how much is the greenhouse I need? I need a rice sapling greenhouse. $3,000. Thank goodness this thing is cheap as can be. Now, again, we can make money off other source of income, so we can put other greenhouses down, but let's focus on getting the stuff we need for our rice. And then we also need to get rice fields in. So let's see. If we leveled this out, I kind of want to base it off of right here, right? I think that would be the smartest. Let's make it more intense. We really got to watch our money here. Is it even... There we go. I wasn't on my land. That makes sense. Make go one bigger. Really got to be careful. We can beautify it later if needed. I don't want to go crazy. It's not letting me go further this way, which is kind of bizarre. I think, personally. So I'm pretty sure we own this area. But at least it's letting us do a nice little bit there. All right, a nice little plateau to start. I think right about there is probably, that's pretty good. Okay. I don't know why it won't let us do stuff over here. Let's try to smooth. Won't let us smooth a little bit of that part, but I don't really want too much of that smooth. That's okay. That'll be fine. That looks decent. Okay. We spent about 10 grand on that. That's fine. Let's get our greenhouse in. Okay. Now they're going to spawn to the right of that. Okay. I don't want to go too crazy. We can probably have it pretty close to the road for now. Maybe a little bit back. Maybe like right here. See, it's definitely off a little bit. Let's see how bad that makes the terrain. Actually, that did pretty good. That did pretty good, actually, with how that's sitting. It does bother me that it's not super... Is that asphalt they put in? Interesting, they put asphalt around it. I would have thought they put something different. I hate that we don't have this in a triangle, or not a triangle, circle. But there's no way to change that, is my understanding. Oh, goodness gracious. I want to be able to paint anywhere. Is there a mod for that out? Is paint anywhere's out already, isn't it? I might have to get that landscape anywhere mod, because this should all be our land here. We definitely need to do a little bit of work with this through here, just to kind of smooth it out a little bit. All right, that's good enough. I don't really care that some of that doesn't look as good as it could be. Now, one thing I did kind of forget about is we need a water tank of some kind. This looks really stupid. I'm gonna have to get that paint anywhere mod put in here. We do have to get water to this. Overall, if we're doing mostly rice, this is going to be way better to have the greenhouse. Eventually, we'll really work this area to our advantage eventually. But for now, it's going to be a little bizarre. But yeah, so getting water here. Let's take a look at what we got for. There's no water tanks in sale. Of course, why would there be? Oh, that's... I didn't even know this trailer existed. This says fuel. Let's go. Barrels. Yeah, we could get like... I mean, honestly, that's kind of what we can afford. And it doesn't take a lot of water, so that's honestly more than enough, actually. Room color. I wish I could adjust the color of the tank, but that'll be fine. We'll grab that. We should have... Oh, I did install one of... I might put one of Omatana's water taps in here. That's actually almost certainly what I'm going to do. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, probably this guy right here. Put that right there. There, we have a place to get water. We can send our truck can probably hold that, or probably pick up this. Kind of hitch, yeah, that our truck can grab this and move that around. So that'll be nice, at least there. Okay. So, next thing we got to do is, well, we got to get this stuff probably off of this land over here, because we got to make these into rice fields. Which is going to be... Oh, it's going to be interesting. Now, is there a way to kind of drive down? Oh, not quite. A little rough there. But that's okay. Nope, not that guy. Let's get in this one. Let's just move this just over around the corner here. Okay. We're doing what we can with what we've got, so that's what we can do. All right, let's go to cultivation. This could be... All right, 169. This could be quite expensive. Now, where do I want the water activation? Probably up over here, I would think, actually. Yeah, probably right there. Yeah, okay. Go across over there. We go down here. Ooh, so let me get close to... It's a little frustrating. I want to get closer to that area there. Okay. So that looks great. That's going to be... Oh, that's really going to mess things up. If I lower that... How low can I get that? I would rather this end be kind of... Yeah, that might be... I probably should save the game before I do this. This is going to be horrific. Gosh. All right, that's just... Oh, no. I hit remove last corner. I just need to... I hit the wrong button for finish. Okay. Overlaps in our object? What other object? Oh, this is frustrating. Okay, let's get out of that. Yeah, cancel it. Let's save the game here real quick. Auto saves off, so we're good. All right. What object are you overlapping with? Toggle snapping off. No, I want all that to be on. Okay. Let's try again over here. We'll put that like right across there. We'll try to stay out of everyone's way. Maybe this is the problem. It didn't like this corner. Can't imagine that it would. I want to say it's probably down by the road here. So if we go a little further from these, maybe these power lines might be the problem that it has. If we go like right there. Okay. And then if we lower that pretty much down to... Okay, that worked. I didn't think about the fact that that would be buried in there, but that's okay. I'm okay with this. Okay, so how much did that charge? Holy smokes, our money just took a nosedive, but we have a rice field. It's not the best rice field, but it is our rice field. And we can go ahead and start, well, I guess it doesn't matter because we're going to have to flood it when we go to plant it. Okay, this is something. It is something. This is going to end up being a hill up to our farm up there that we drive down. Okay, well, it is what it is. We need to put in our rice field in, though, because there's no... We got to maximize our yield off of the first year, especially it's not going to be... We're not going to be doing too great. Well, we already buried that one in there, so we might as well do the same thing with this one. Okay, let's lower this. Height different is too large. All right, so we're going to have to do a two-tiered field here. So maybe down to like right there. I gotta see this from a bigger perspective. Yeah, and then we can do that one as like a... So we're going to have 3 fields. Okay. Now, in terms of that, I'd much rather lower this down and dig into that far hill there. Maybe do like right there. Yeah, that's a little up there. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a nice little field. We still have our ramp, basically, is what that is. Our last little water area can be right here. We'll put it right here. Okay. Yeah, we'll do there to there to make sure it's in the middle of that. Okay. Relax on our object. Let's see if we can... Just a little too close to that. Okay. Now, how does that look height-wise? Actually, that's pretty good height-wise. Let's go for it. Okay. And now we got just kind of a weird field here in the middle, which we can get rid of. All right, so we have 3 rice fields here, guys, which is great. Let's do a little bit of painting just in the center of this chaos. Come on now. Don't tell me the area is restricted. I just want you to paint over the field that's here. Yeah, because I don't want a stupid field there. All right. And I am sorry. I'm going to have to put... I just have to put something in there. We could put, like, bushes in there, actually. That's kind of nice. Kind of makes sense with what we're doing. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Is it called area restricted? Okay, good. Yeah, it doesn't let us put it in the field itself. Okay, so there we go. We have 3 rice fields. This is not how I thought this would look, to be honest with you. This was a pretty flat area, I thought. And overall, it is actually not bad. It's just when you need a field that has to absolutely be flat, it is a bit of a pain. We're down to 93,000, which means we can't afford our harvester, which means we're screwed. Not quite, though. We can always lease it. If we have to, we can lease it. Really don't want to do that. We'll get water in here to start producing some saplings here in a second. Ideally, at the end of this episode, I would like to have our rice fields planted, and that's what I want to get done. Will they let us borrow more money? No. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to have to lease the rice harvester. This is what it is. Yeah, this is sold land purchase. Oh, yeah. Construction costs. That's got to be from like our rice fields and stuff like that. So yeah, we hemorrhaged quite a bit of cash. Tomorrow we can plant our wet rice, or the month. Actually, we'll probably do the month after that. The only reason for that is because we need time for this to produce some actual stuff for us. So what I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to unload this. I'm going to go pick up the water tank, get that working on saplings, and I'll bring you guys back in next month. That's kind of the plan. All right, it is May, which means we go here. We can plant rice still, which will be ready to harvest in September, which it's a short growth time, honestly. It's not really, there's not really anything else that like you can plant later and then harvest before. Like it really doesn't work with like a crop rotation thing. That would be nice if it did, but that's okay. We're planting rice because this is our rice farmer series. So let's get started with that. Just load up one of these. You can see we have 4 pallets so far, which it may not be enough. If we have to, we can fast forward a little bit of time and hopefully get another pallet out soon. They just spawned a pallet, so it's going to be a while before it gets another pallet, but still. And we can actually just hop right over here and just dive in there. That's fine. We need to get that pump activated. And you can see our money has actually gone up quite a bit. I did several contracts yesterday. Some big plowing and cultivating ones. It took me like 3 hours to do them all, but it was a good way to make some extra cash, which actually might see... How many contracts did I actually do? Statistics, 11. I did 11, so yeah, I did quite a few. Did some mowing ones as well. Are there any good ones out there? That's not a bad one for fertilizing. We do have a fertilizer spreader, so I could go out there and do that. Mowing, that's a pretty good one, actually, for mowing. And then I could even knock out like that one too after I borrow that equipment there. So maybe I'll knock that one out, get that one done. Yeah, I might actually do both of those. Let's go ahead and borrow the items from this one. And then I will accept... What's the 40? Oh, I might as well do that's right next door. Might as well accept that one. And then go back over here and accept that one. Sewing contracts, is there anything good over there? Yeah, and again, contracts I don't want to be our primary source of income. They're good supplemental income to kind of do as we're doing other things. So I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and flood this field. Beautiful. And now that it is actively working on flooding the field, we can start planting, which I'm going to use GPS, because why not? Steering assist. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Okay. Look at that. We're planting rice, ladies and gentlemen. We are planting rice on our Rice Farmer series, and that is really good news. Yeah. So I am going to get ready to wrap up the episode, because we've already gone pretty long, longer than I typically go for an episode. I feel like I normally try to stick to like 25 minutes-ish, and we're definitely over that. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, okay, that did pretty good. But anyhow, all I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to finish up getting all of our fields planted. I might have to buy some rice saplings. We'll see. Probably, considering... Yeah, I'm going to have to buy probably a couple pallets of them. But that's not a big deal. It just is what it is. So... We'll do that as needed. I don't think they're that expensive. No, they're gonna be down here, aren't they? Under rice. 450 is not bad. They're definitely cheaper than like seeds, and it'll be fine. And then next year, obviously, we'll have enough from our greenhouse because it'll be producing all through the year. That it'll be, you know, it'll be good to go for us to do rice using only our stuff next year. But yeah, I might hire a worker to help out with this as well. But I at least want to probably get some of the outside done, because I think the worker will struggle a little bit with the outside with some of these weird stuff that's going on with this field. But anyhow, yeah, so I think we'll wrap it up there. I'll do maybe a couple more contracts, and next episode we'll hopefully be doing our first rice harvest and kind of go from there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm excited to build up our farm, make our farm pretty awesome, make some money doing some rice. It's going to be a slow grind for us, but I think it'll be a fun series. I don't know how long the series will last. It might be 10, 20 episodes. We'll kind of see. Yeah, I usually try to play them mostly on modded maps. We just don't have a lot of modded maps yet. So as more modded maps and stuff like that come out, we'll get some more series and stuff like that going and do some more. It is harvest. I didn't do any other contracts off camera. I did, however, forget to flood the fields maybe one of the days. And you can see there's some little splotches in there. It's not too bad. There's some areas that are a little worse than others. But... everything we, of course, have going on over here is ready to harvest. So I'm excited about that. Now, these two already had, for whatever reason, 2 layers of fertilizer on them after I planted with the fertilizer and the seeder. This one only had 1, so I just put another one on it. That way it'll just always be a constantly 2. It obviously only needs 1 for rice, but it'll still just be nice to have that set up that way. But anyhow, I kind of like our farm design. I'm not gonna lie, I needed to, I forgot to install the Terraform Anywhere mod. I might have to put that in. You can see over here, I unloaded all of our fertilizer and stuff like that over here. And then we have a lot of rice saplings, which, by the way, to finish planting last episode, I had to purchase 6 more. Was it 6 more? 6 more rice saplings pallets. So, yeah, it took 6 plus the 3 we had over here, so 9 to plant all that. So about, we'll say 10 pallets a year, but we already have 7 here. So before we're ready to plant next year, it'll be totally fine. Are there any contracts? There's not been any really good contracts out there. So I haven't really been picking up any contracts. I don't really want... I want good ones, so none of those really are terribly good. But what we do need to do, I already drove this over here, got it all saged for us. We need to purchase ourselves a rice harvester. So we're, of course, going to purchase the Iseki, because that's the only one that we can purchase. That's in our price range, and that can do what we need it to do. So here we go. Yes. Now we're down to $79,000 plus, of course, $750,000 in debt. So we are in a little bit of trouble, but not too bad. Well, we're going to make it up. We're only paying $2,500 a month in interest, so I know that's not ideal because that's over 25 grand a year, but at the same time, that's just kind of what it is. So we're going to get this on, try to kind of center it a little bit, maybe. A little bit more of the weight over the rear axle area there. Oh, we can go way further over this way. I guess it hangs over that way a little bit more. Not that it matters a lot, but there we go. All right, get that all set there. We have ourselves a rice harvester ready to go. And I can drive this back over to the farm for us. And we can start harvesting. But yeah, so hope you guys are doing good. Things seem to be going well on our farm here. Again, there's going to be a lot of rinse and repeat kind of happening at the beginning, so we kind of got to start making up some kind of extra money and stuff like that. Now, the first 2 or 3 episodes I'm going to record ahead of time before even episode 1 is posted, most likely. So if you're leaving comments, I do apologize. I haven't gotten to them yet because, well, yeah, I'm working on recording them ahead of time. So, but yeah, that's all I got in terms of that. It'll take me a little bit to get back, so what I'll do is I will bring you guys back in after I get in, and then we will start the harvest off ourselves, and maybe we can hire a worker on to do it if we find another contract or something like that to do. But yeah, that guy's flying by. Definitely pass him. I guess, I mean, I would pass this guy too on this road, especially. Very good visual or clearance and view of the road. You know, words are hard. Anyhow, I'll see you guys here in just a bit. All right, time to start our first harvest here. Just gotta plop ourselves in here, essentially. There we go. I don't know how much we're gonna get, but it should be okay. Let's get GPS enabled. That'll just make our lives so much easier. Yeah, it's okay on that. I might have to come back and pick up a few bits along the edges afterwards. That's okay, though. I love how it just goes around the corners and stuff. It's so nice. Yeah, we're not going to get a huge... It's not going to be a massive yield off of all of this. It's going to be decent. If you look at pricing... let's see where we got rice down here. Let's get out of here. Got to make sure I make this corner here in a second. There we go. Okay. So, rice prices are not... Or, nope, that's not rice. Where's rice? Well, rice prices actually are decent right now. 2006-9. Yeah, actually, they're pretty decent. Harbor Grain Elevator's got a great price. So, we're actually going to just sell it right off as we go. That was going to be my next issue because, well, the good news is right at harvest is when the rice price is the best. Usually, that's not how it works. I think we sell it right off the bat. I mean, the other thing we can do, and I thought about this as well, is doing like some factory production type stuff with the rice, but I don't really want to use the mini production, so I think we're just going to wait until we can afford like a legit production facility. And then we'll use that one to do some stuff with the rice, because even if we're making products, we still get that 20% bonus if it's a rice product. So there's just a rice shortage all around, which is great. So yeah, look at that, we already made $1,000. off of this, theoretically speaking, because if you think about $2,000 per 1,000 liters, 500 liters is $1,000. So we're doing pretty decent on this. This is going to take a while for us to harvest, especially just with one harvester. Even just planting these 3 fields does take a while with the planter, and that's kind of the one downside to doing this style of rice. Eventually we'll get into long grain rice, don't get me wrong. And we may do some other crops as well. I don't want to say that we're just going to specifically only do rice and that's the end of that. It's very likely we'll do some other crops as we go. But we have to remember that rice is kind of needs to be our bread and butter because we get that nice bonus, and that's kind of our purpose of being over here. So that's kind of what we want to focus on. Yeah, there's so much that I feel like is not gotten that's on the edge of the fields. Yeah, that's the only downside I think to some of like the AI worker and stuff like that, is it doesn't. You can plant a little bit. It seems like almost out of the field for the rice. That's the only downside to like the rice paddies and stuff like that. But otherwise, obviously, great new crop. And I'm actually just going to flip around because I want to now go up this way and get this knocked out, and then that way I can keep rocking and rolling. But yeah, so I mean, what do we do with our I mean, I don't know. We're probably going to get, let's just say we make $50,000 off our rice. That's 25,000 liters. That's not ridiculous. I think we can get $50,000 from these 3 fields. What are we going to do with our money? Should we get like another field? That's 82 grand. We're not going to have like a ton of money to work with, but we kind of want to maybe multiply our income if we can in some way, shape, or form. Let me get some of the stuff around the edges here. So that's one thing to consider, but at the same time, we don't really want to stretch ourselves too thin. So we'll look here in a second in the map and see if there's any decent deals for fields. I mean, I know there's some smaller, cheaper fields in other parts of the map, but we also, at the same time, don't want to really spread ourselves out too far from everything out this way, so we got to be careful with that as well. Might as well go up this way there. Yeah, I mean, that one's crazy expensive because it has all this land, even if it's mostly useless. 82 is the best deal around us for sure. How much is that one? 112. There's ones like that, like 52. Yeah, I think if we're going to expand, it's going to have to be on that field right there. I think that's kind of the only way to go about expansion with our current setup. So maybe we end up doing that. That maybe ends up being worth it. We do also want to probably pay off part of our loan at some point. But yeah, we're going to be fighting an uphill battle for a while, especially with the loan that we have. Basically starting at negative $250,000 because we had a $750,000 loan and $500,000 in the bank. So we definitely started off a little rough. But I think we're going to come back from it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We're going to prove the profitability of rice, that it's worth doing, especially the little 20% bonus that we're getting for this series. Yeah, we're gonna make it work, no matter what happens. See, we already got 1,100 liters from just going around the outside of the field here, so that's pretty good. So hopefully we end up getting a decent yield. But yeah, I was worried because as we harvest, I probably should go get this stuff on the outside. I was worried since as we harvest, we're going to probably fill up our truck and still have some more left and still need to unload the harvester again. So I was worried about what we're going to do with it, and I didn't really want to take a big loss. But thankfully, it's actually a good time to sell the rice right now. And it's just a little bit of a drive into town and not really a big deal. So that'll be kind of nice. But again, at the end of the day, it's just going to kind of depend. If we can make enough to pay for that field, I think we should definitely expand. We also have to buy a rice field, though, is the downside. And we obviously can't farm anything else. We definitely don't have the money for that. But yeah, if we can make that happen. We don't need any other equipment this year. We could do some contracts to kind of keep afloat and pay for some of our loan interest, the $2,500, a day. I mean, we did about $80,000 in contracts, I think was our profit, or maybe $100,000, something close to that. But yeah, I mean, we did okay off of the contracts. Again, I don't want to rely heavily on contracts, but it might need to be kind of what we do to kind of give us a little bit of a supplemental income to start to kind of help keep us afloat and keep us doing what we're doing. So we'll kind of have to play it by ear. But anyhow, I'm going to keep harvesting. I'll probably bring you guys back in when I'm getting close to being done and kind of give you guys a status report about it. I thought about doing a time lapse, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about time lapse. Some of you guys are very, very all about them, but some of you guys are very anti time lapse. And that's the second row there, so I'm just going to drive up this way. Yeah, some of you guys are very anti time lapse. Some of you guys love them, so just let me know. Oh, and we're going to have to. I just thought about that too. We are going to need a cultivator to repurpose these fields. Oh, well, let's just see where we're at. Let's just see where we're at, and then we'll come back to it. So, anyhow, I'll see you guys here in a bit. All right, this is pretty close to full, and I think we can just grab a little bit from our harvester here. Other field's done, and we only got this off of that field, so not great. Oh my, well, they're just gonna run us off the road. That is something right there. Can you stop for a second? I need hardly anything from you. Oh, gosh. There we go. 7,600 liters. It's not great. It's not great. Gonna be honest with you. Wish it had been better. But we're gonna go ahead and sell it. So, rice, 21.15 at the Harbor Grain Elevator, so that's good. I'll go ahead and tag that. I'm pretty sure I know where that's at, but we'll just make sure we're safe here. You guys got to be in for the first time we sell something. So 21.15, we're gonna do okay. We're gonna do okay. It could be better, I think, quite honestly. And then plus again, we get our little bonus, which is gonna be quite lovely. But not. Oh boy, that was close. I made a reaction decision to turn there. So I realized that we needed to. I think if we just follow this all the way out, I think it's the ship pretty much, isn't it? I think maybe. I don't know. We're just, I think, need to follow this out though. Should be able to go left here. Yeah, we're doing good. Green light there. Can't go that way. So I hate one-way streets in real life as well as in game. Obviously, I can just kind of drive wherever I want to, but try to do a little bit good. You get in a pretty rough situation if you come face to face with an AI traffic and you get stuck on one of those one-way roads. So trying to avoid that. But yes, here we go. Let's loop around here. All right. Here we go. First sale. It's going to be quite depressing, probably. It won't be too bad. I'm being dramatic about it. Yeah, we're actually going. I mean, it's going up pretty good. And plus, we get our 20%. So let's see. What do we got? All right. 16,076. Okay, 16,076 times 0.2. The bonus is 3216. So let's add that in. All right. So there we go. 3216 plus 16,076. That's 19,292, so almost 20 grand a load. That's pretty good. If we get one more load, I mean, I hope we'll get like a load and a half. Obviously, that'd be about the 50 grand mark that I want to hit, but I think we're gonna be closer to 40 grand, unfortunately, with how much we have left. I mean, if we look at the map, this field is technically, these two fields are bigger than this, technically speaking. We got almost a full load off of that, so we might get pretty lucky. We'll get at least another full load for sure, though, so that'll be good at least. But, yeah, there's got to be a better way, too, for us to get back to the farm and to get to and from our farm down here. I'm assuming this is just going to go right along the coast. I could open the map, but that would be way too easy, obviously. Yeah, this is a far better route. I think that I can just go... Well, getting down there... Okay, well, I'm a little lost, but what about this road? Yeah, if we just take this road down, that'll get us out to the sea. And we can just loop back up this way. Right? Where the heck is our farm? Oh, it's right here. Oh, I drove... Yeah, okay, well... Yeah, you guys get the idea. You can get lost, obviously, but like I just did. But everything's fine. Totally normal. But anyhow, alright, I'm going to just keep chugging along, getting the harvest done. Not really a lot else we can do this time, except for maybe get our truck stuck here, but there we go, I made it up here. Eventually we'll get some ramps or something and figure some stuff out, but for now we're just kind of stuck in our strangeness. I'll go around and clean up the outside when they're done. But anyhow, yeah, I will keep working, and I'll bring you guys back in a bit. All right, harvest is done. We have 7,600 liters in here, and then we have an additional almost 1,000 liters in there. So yeah, not too bad. We got at least another, got at least another 7,600 liters here, which we should probably double check prices, make sure they haven't changed. It should still be the same place. I can't imagine it would change. 2137, where's that at? So where you can take them up there. Let's tag that place. Okay, where are you at, oil mill? Oh, you're right in town too. Perfect. Yeah, we'll go there. No big deal. No big deal. Different place, better prices. We'll take it. Not a problemum. Problemum? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyhow, I'm getting ready to go to the UK for llama. I'm hoping to see some of you guys there at the community meetup. We're just gonna go the wrong way down this road. I see a problem about to create itself. Let me go first. Thank you. But anyhow, so I'm trying to pre-record some stuff. Maybe a couple days without videos. I know you guys will understand. It just kind of is what it is sometimes. But I do try to post a video every day, minus Sundays. I don't really post on Sundays, but it doesn't always work out the way that I want it to. So I'll try to pre-record some stuff, but if not, I'm not going to worry too much about it. It'll be totally fine. Everything, the world will keep on spinning at the end of the day. That's how it'll go. There we go. All right, let's see what we get for this. And then obviously we'll add our 20% bonus, which would be great. Move some stuff around on my desk and get my calculator. Let's see what we got going on here. Money-wise, we're doing okay, I think. I think we're doing pretty good. Especially for a first harvest, this is not bad. 16,243 times 0.2. All right, 32.49. Let's add our money. Perfect. There we go. So another about 20 grand. We'll go grab that other 1,000 liters. I'll sell it off here. And then, well, actually, we need to take a look. Well, I have you guys. We need to look at cultivators. Oh, boy. I cannot keep it together over here. Now, we obviously have plenty of time to cultivate before the next harvest. So I'll probably wait until I have some, like, contract jobs to do so we can keep kind of that contract income flowing. Oh, no. That was close. Oh, swerve to avoid that pedestrian. We've literally ran every red light. Every single light's been red. We've run every single one of them. But yeah, we'll buy a... we'll take a look at cultivators. We need like a smallish one that are... Oh, this is not the way I wanted to go, but it'll all work out. Because this is my field. Oh my goodness. I forget how much that... how crazy that hill is over there. Alright, let's get... Sorry, my driving's just chaotic. You guys know at this point, I think. I don't think I need to justify it too much. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. We drive crazily. But anyhow, yeah, we'll grab the rest of the stuff out of this guy right here. I think it'll come off this side. We'll get this sold off in that same place because the price should not have changed in that amount of time at least. Oh, almost dead on. And then what we'll do is let's take a look at cultivators. So we need one that our tractor can pull, which... where is it? How much horsepower did that guy have? 90. Okay. So 90 horsepower. We need something that a 90 horsepower tractor can pull. So probably won't be very big. Probably very entry level. It could be a disc harrow. It can be literally anything. It doesn't have to be a cultivator per se. We want to try to get one that's easy for it to pull and that's wide. So that way it actually gets a lot of work done. Probably just going to park this guy right here. There we go. All right. And yeah, we'll probably end up buying our field for next year. I think we just kind of have to do that, you know? We got to try to make more money each year. And if we're just... I mean, yeah, we can grind for a bit and make, 50,000 a year or whatever we're making. But I think it would just be better and in our interest to just do better. But yeah, we'll look for a disc harrow or something like that. We'll try to get something that, disc harrow is kind of what I'm leaning towards. We'll see what we have. I swear that person tried to cross in front of us before. They're probably trying to set up a lawsuit against us or something. Oh, look at that. We went through a yellow light. That's better than red for sure. Not the best. This one's red. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't even worry about it. Yep, totally fine. Yeah. Let's dip down this way. And we'll dip over here. Oop, easy does it. Dip over here. And drop this off. Alright, this one will be obviously less of a bonus. It'll be like $1,000. Or not $1,000. It'll be like $200, if that. 21.28. It's 426. Alright, we'll take it. That's pretty good, actually. Where is it? There we go. 426. All right, there we go. We have our extra money. Let's just go ahead and purchase ourselves something. So cultivators, 110. That's already going to be rough. Is there not one that, like, what is that one? 150. Yeah, those get bad fast. 12, but that's going to take us literally years. 95. We could get away with this guy. We could get away with that. I think we could get away with that. 95 for a 90 horsepower. We could do that. Power harrows are rough because they require a lot of extra power. Subsoilers are also kind of rough. Usually require a lot. Yeah, I think that's kind of our choice, isn't it? That's kind of has to be this guy. 3 meters is pretty decent too. I mean, it's not great, but it's gonna have to be this guy. Let's go ahead and that's to save money. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna buy that. There we go. Now we can get that stuff done off camera. Get ready for our next planting next year. The field we wanted to buy, well, we talked a little bit about, is this one right here. 82,000 plus probably at least 30,000, maybe 40,000 to put a rice field on it. So we're a little short on cash. Plus, we're, getting billed $2,500 a day in loan interest. I do think that's a good idea to buy that. And I know it's going to be a little bit of a slow grind doing all 3 of those fields with just the 2 pieces of equipment that we have, but it'll be fine for a little bit. Eventually, I obviously want to own, I don't know about this guy. I hate that it's so much money, but you get so much space. Just comparatively, we'll end up buying all these guys first. And getting those up and running. Probably this guy too. It's just right across the way from us there. And then eventually, maybe if we want some bigger fields, get these guys over here. Maybe do like some larger scale rice farming over here. Do like a huge rice paddy. That'd be sick if we had that big of a rice paddy. That'd be pretty cool, actually. But yeah, definitely this one to this one to this one to this one, and maybe never that one because that's a stupid price for it. But we'll figure that out as we go. That's kind of my thoughts on how our expansion is going to go. But yeah, I'd like to buy this next episode, so we have that for next year. But yeah, I'm just going to drive back to the farm. I think, how much do we have in this episode right now? We're 19 minutes in, so we're a little short on time. I think what I'll do is I'll put a break in here before I wrap this one up. I'm going to get some cultivating done, some contracts done, and I'll bring you guys back in when we're getting ready to start probably planting for next year. I think that'll be a good spot. Unless something magical or tragical happens, as Mr. Silly P says in his videos. That's kind of what the plan will be. So I'll see you guys here in just a little while. All right, as you can see, it is not spring, which is okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm just bringing you guys back in because I'm just doing some contracts and stuff like that. I'm getting ready to travel to go to Llama, and I'm trying to pre-record stuff to go ahead. And really, the only thing that's different between right now and, well, when spring is going to be is we might have made a little bit more money by spring. So I just want to bring you guys in and close out the episode because I think I'm just going to call it here just so I have this episode ready to go. So I have a video for one of the days that I'm gone. It just kind of is what it is. But honestly, we've accomplished everything I really wanted to. We got our first harvest done, which is our main thing. And I was just kind of getting stuff rocking and rolling as we go. But yeah, doing lots of contracts. We're making good money and doing what we can. I think I've done like $20,000 in contracts plus these two will be like another 20 grand. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. But yeah, hopefully you guys are still enjoying this series. I'm enjoying putting it together. I'm enjoying playing on Hutan Pantai and doing some good stuff on here. So yeah, if you guys, anyhow, what I've done off camera, quite a few contracts. So our money's looking pretty good actually. And then I got all 3 of these guys planted. So all of our rice fields are planting. It's either double fertilized, which makes sense. That would be how they are. And I'm thinking about, that one's a little too much for us, I think. But I think we can add this one this year. That one is just ridiculous because of it has apparently a bunch of, it just, yeah, it's ridiculous. 163 for that. We'll eventually get like all of this stuff around here. But, I mean, these aren't too far. So we'll probably get this one, start expanding out this way. I mean, eventually, I think what would be honestly ideal is maybe we buy this farm here. And then we get all of this stuff a rice farm, and we just be an absolute metropolis. But we're still good down here. I want to build up and get a lot of stuff done. We're still good down here, so I think we're gonna buy this. Yeah, 82,000. What's in it right now? Actually, I'm just kind of curious. Sugar beets. Yeah, we'll get rid of those for sure. Okay, so we go into build mode. It has a weird. This is the only part that's really kind of obnoxious to have to try to deal with. The rest of it's actually fairly laid back and easy going. In terms of a field, to be honest. I think we'll put the pump right up here. But yeah, it's fairly flat. Just this weird, it even flattens out on the backside there. It's just super weird. What am I doing? Go under cultivation. Yeah, we'll go across this way first. All right, so boom. Try to get as much of this as possible. I don't know what that weird glitch type thing is doing there. Okay, that's probably pretty good. And I think this level right here, we can raise and lower it, right? Yeah, I think maybe up a touch. Yeah, up like to right there. Yeah, maybe like right there. All right. Oof. How are we looking? Good, actually. That did not take up that much money. Is that 20 grand that we just spent? Let's check our finance. I should have paid attention. Finance. Yeah, 20,000. That's not bad, honestly, for what we just did to this field. We'll make that back on this field after one harvest. Let's make sure the edges, in terms of what I want, all look quite good. Is that field's pretty big? This one's definitely our biggest field. It's a little bit bigger than that one. Not by much, though, to be fair. Okay. Yeah, honestly, it actually looks pretty decent. I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. I did not expect that to actually turn out that good. Well, look at that. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing flooding. That way I can get some more rice planting in here. Hopefully this episode will be finishing out with our second harvest. That would be great. I want to start building up. We have 60 grand in the bank. I actually haven't checked contracts in a while. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Why is this just giving me garbage mowers? But yeah, we'll borrow the items. We'll do that one. That'll be an easy one we can do. Sowing. Neither of those are super great. That fertilizing one's really good as well. That mowing one's a little too far away from the other one. Otherwise, I'd probably do it. But, yeah, I'm happy at just that one. So, we'll get that guy rock and roll. Let's get our... tab over to it, actually. Let's get this guy planting up in here. Yeah, that's about perfect. I mean, this truly is a good rice field, I think. We'll hire someone to work on that, and I'll go get the mowing contract rocking and rolling, and, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably bring you guys back in when we have all the harvesting, or not harvesting, when we have at least all the planting done, but, yeah, there you guys go. I'll see you guys here soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. So, you saw a little bit of a time lapse of me doing a couple of contracts. I also had a cultivating one as well. We can go ahead and accept those. I haven't accepted them yet, but yeah, we're going to get some good cash. We have 60,000 in the bank right now. We'll collect that, collect that, collect that, and collect that. So we had some good contracts. Yeah, that was really good money that we needed for sure right there. That put us up over 100 grand. As you can see, I also have been forgetting to flood the stupid fields. I don't know what it is with me and hating our grass, or our rice. Excuse, I don't even know what we're growing. That's why I'm doing just a terrible job. But I have been terrible about flooding these fields. I should also note that, and I'm actually going to change. I'm going to change the keys back real quick here. When I've been driving, doing controls, I changed some of the stuff. I'm just going to reset to default. There we go. So now I can move around with this hand. So if you didn't know, I changed the keys because I got shoulder surgery almost a week ago now. So I'm trying to get back into recording and doing things because not that I'm just feel like I need to do it. I just really love to record for you guys and love to play Farm Sim, obviously. So it's difficult to play games because my left arm is in... I'm right-handed, so that's at least good. My right arm is all fine, but my left shoulder is the one that got the surgery. And so my left arm is in a sling that holds my arm in an exact specific position for healing for the shoulder. And I have to wear that sling for 8 weeks, which is, well, it's terrible. But anyhow, it is what it is. So, yeah, it's just been difficult to move around and do things in general. Let's flood this one. But as you can see, I planted everything. It's been a couple months, so we're getting close to harvest. They're growing. We should harvest in, I think, 2 months, is it? If we go in here. Yeah, where's rice? Yeah, we'll harvest in August. So that'll be good to get the harvest done. We do have 100 grand in the bank. We probably should get some more water for this guy, actually. Let's get over to... Try to get comfortable again. Sorry. I know some of you guys will say, oh, just take your time. You guys, I don't need to record. It's not about me needing to do any of this. It's just I want to. And, yeah, well, it makes me happy to do stuff on the channel and stuff like that. So, and thankfully, most of the games I play don't require really a lot of input from my left hand. Or the input that is required doesn't have to be, like, super fine, specific input. So that is all the good news, so I can still do this sort of stuff there. But yeah, okay, that's all taken care of now. We still have plenty of rice, to be fair, but we went through quite a few pallets of it, so I want to make sure we keep preparing it. I don't know why that's turned off, but okay, so I can't remember what we got off of this. What did we get last year off of that? Is it even gonna show up in our finances? I wish we could scroll back and see what we've made. But contract income, that was really great for this month. See, I didn't have any contracts in May. I had one contract in April. Wage payment was through the roof there. Oh, that's because I was planting the rice, so that was a lot of that. Yeah, so, I mean, things are going good. How many contracts have we done? Bales produced 33. We did some baling ones. Missions, well, 30 is pretty good, actually. And we're, what, 40 hours into this game? That's crazy. Okay, so... yeah, moving forward, I don't know what our next upgrade's going to be honest. This field I would love to have, but we can't really afford that. This one might be the next one. We can go for 119. How much is that one? The 163. Yeah, so we'll get some good money off of these guys. I eventually want to do like some long grain rice as well. We're definitely a ways from that. I fear if we buy this field right here, we're really going to need a second planter and a second harvester. So that's also going to be 125,000 we're going to need to upgrade as well. And that's 120 there, plus probably 40 or 50,000 to put the rice field in. So we need about 300,000-ish to kind of take care of some of those things. The other thing we could look at doing is, again, we do have this loan. Maybe we repay 50,000 of it, because it'd be nice to start paying this off. It's going to save us a little bit of money every month. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I know a lot of this is kind of just a grind at the beginning. That's kind of what we have to do, unfortunately. Contracts are truly saving our bacon and a lot. Oh, that's a great cultivating contract. I didn't see that one. Well, obviously I'm gonna have to borrow the items and do that guy right there. Yeah, I gotta do that. All right, that's tab over and get this guy started working on that. But yeah, contracts are kind of keeping us alive. I mean, we're paying quite a bit a day in interest. What are we paying a day in interest? Where's our loan interest? Yeah, 2,500 bucks a day. So we just took off a little bit of that. It'll probably be like what, 2,250 a day still. So, I mean, it's significant. I mean, $2,500. Yeah, that's if you look at that, 2,500 times 12. If I do that quick on my calculator, it's 30 grand a year in interest, which is wild, absolutely insane. So, without contracts, we would probably be sunk because I don't think we're making enough off of our rice fields over here to even just these three when we had them to be able to pay off both the interest and pay part of the loan off and pay our expenses. It would take us years to take care of that. So even with our little bonus we get for doing our rice. So contracts are kind of what's keeping us alive. And I know some of you don't care for contracts and think it's like an easy crutch, but you still have to do the work, or you have to pay someone to do the work. You still have to put the time in and get it done. So that's part of it as well. But yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to bring you back in, show you we did a little bit of contract work. You guys did ask for time-lapse, or some of you guys did at least, so I might put occasional time-lapses in here and there. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. I'll probably bring you back in when it's time to harvest. Yeah, we also could look at maybe getting a silo. I can't remember if... where is the field that we're doing? It's up over here. We'll take a look at silos here in a second, and rice prices. I think it worked out good last year, but it may not work out good every year. So we'll kind of have to see. Oh, and the other thing, too, I installed a mod that was these guys right here, the Dragon Trailer. I will probably almost certainly get... Oh, where's the extension right there? I'll almost certainly buy one of these to add another 7,600 that we can tow around. Probably should pay attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, there's a field I bailed earlier in the time-lapse. That makes sense. I'm just going to cut across this culvert. Just totally normally. It looks like some other people have done that as well. Probably not really good for the equipment, but that's fine. I'll hire him to start working on that. Yeah, if you look at prices for rice, best time is in September, so not August. So it'd be nice to hold on to it for a month, I think, to be able to get the best prices possible, because we really need to get... We just need to make as much as physically possible off of our rice, so I think that's just going to be kind of important. So we could look at doing... and I also put in the mod to be able to landscape anywhere. We have to be careful because we don't have a lot of money, but... and our area over here doesn't have to look super nice. We just need it to work for what we're doing, so we could put... I'd like to come off of this, though, and make this all the same level. So if we leveled out this and got like an area here to put a silo, I think that would be worthwhile for us. Yeah, let's level off of that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Trying to level off of... What is happening? What is happening here? I think it's because this isn't quite level. I want to be off of this level. Yeah, it's because that's not quite level. That makes a lot of sense. I'll get that guy out of there in a second. He's going to be kind of landscaped in for a minute. But yeah, we want to be off of that level. I'm just going to make this bigger. Yeah, without... I want to let go of the level that we have right now to at least get some of this in there. We're not actually using that much money, which is good. I really hate the way this looks as well. We also could look at doing some manufacturing. We'll look at some of the stuff here in a second. It's just that's quite the investment to get us rocking and rolling on that. There, I feel like that's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, because I want it to be... It's not quite level, is it? No, it is. All right. Okay, perfect. So Something like that. If we look at silos, obviously there's... can regular rice go in a regular silo? I'm pretty sure it can. It's 20 grand for that guy. Do I have any cheaper ones? I might have to install like just some silo mods. Because I really don't want to spend a ton of money on a silo. What does that even hold? 75,000? I mean, that's... I'm pretty sure this holds rice, doesn't it? Salsa, that's... How is that one more money? Oh, I guess that was kind of bricks, kind of cool looking. For 30,000 though, we could go with one of the Omatana silos, which is... the no share one's what we want. Yeah, we could go for one of these. I think this would... Financially, this would probably be a smarter idea. Maybe we'll put a silo in right over here, so we can get the best out of what we've got going on. Yeah, I think we ought to do it. And this will be sure to be able to take anything. We could customize it. Ooh, what color do we want our silo to be? We can do pink Julio. That's... I don't even know what that would look like. Oh, that looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't look half bad. Okay, so if we did like a... Ooh, that's lagging real hard. If we did like more of like a metallic blue. Ooh, I really like that. Yeah, let's... Can we save that? Nice. That should be under favorites. Yep. Okay. Yep. I really like that, actually. Let's go ahead and place that. Let's change. Oh, no. No, we're good. Back. How do I get out of this? We're done. I just hit F to go back? Nope. I hit escape. Oh, shoot. Well, if I customize it, at least I saved that color. If I customize it with that, select. Okay. Change. No, I don't want to change it. I selected it. How come I can't... Am I doing something really just dumb? Maybe it's because I'm in a vehicle? Oh, boy. I don't know. I should be able to just... That should be good. Okay. No, because that takes me out of there. I think... Yeah, because F is customized, so it should bring me back out of it. Am I just missing something really bad here? Well, anyhow, let's get over to the farm. I'll get out on foot here. This guy is in... Oh, look at that. That just popped him up. Let's try it without being in there. So you should be able to customize it. And then I should be able to change it to this. Select. And then I should be able to place it. Oh gosh, it's being really laggy. Why does it not? It really doesn't like that. Holy smokes. Well, it could be an issue with the mod or something, but like... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Alright, well... I'm going to hit escape to get out of there. Oh, now it's fixed. Okay, there we go. I just have to then place it. Wow, that's really laggy. All right. Okay, we built a silo that we truly could not afford 100%. Oh my good legness. This is craziness. Okay, let's go into the menu here. Let me save the game before things get out of control. I'll try to look into that, but anyhow, I'll bring you guys back in probably during harvest. Alright, so, first off, the weird glitching things I was having going on, for some reason, that was my computer, actually. For some reason, and let me check where it's at right now. For some reason, since the update for Farming Simulator, instead of using 40% of the capacity for my graphics card, now Farming Simulator 25 with the same settings uses 90% of my graphics card. So that plus trying to record in 4K, which I'm currently doing right now, makes it a little bit difficult. But that's the 3D. It seems like everything's going fine right now because the video encode is a separate part of the graphics card, so that part is working on recording while everything else is working fine. So everything, oops, I hit that. That's perfect. That's actually, we need to go this way. So yeah, everything seems to be smooth now. I also I didn't change the graphics settings. I just updated and restarted my computer, and that seems to have prevented the lagging from happening. So now it seems to work a lot better. Because it still was doing weird laggy things even when I lowered the graphics settings, but they're bumped back up to where they should be, and I'm not having any issues since I updated and restarted my computer. So mostly a computer issue, but it was kind of interesting. I haven't had an issue with FS 25 yet. And as you can see, I harvested and cultivated these 2 fields. I'm working on our big field, then I have that one over there, and so far, well, the harvester's full, but then plus we have 15,200 liters in here, which is great. So, yeah, excited about that. Let's get this put in our lovely new silo over here. Well, I think, actually, let's check prices. Rice. It's not great. Last month actually was better. September, we'll have to sell there. But we'll definitely sell tomorrow because the price is not as good as it could be. So, that'll probably be how we start next episode because I'm getting ready to wrap this one up. But let's get this unloaded. Then I'll talk about a couple of contracty things. Let's get, I should be able to, yeah, okay, that's good. Can I do both at the same time? I sure can. Oops. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think the silo is a good good purchase for us. I think it'll come in handy. But there we go. Let's go ahead and you can also add I added the trailer hitch on this when I bought it too. I could chain more trailers together if I wanted to. At a certain point, I think it's going to really struggle to pull that many. I think it could handle maybe one more, but I think past one more trailer, and maybe that's what we'll do next year is buy another trailer for it, but I think past one more trailer, it's going to really struggle. But even then, if it does, I have another trailer, and I can use that other trailer for the tractor. But let's get up into here if we can. Tractor staged right over there, ready to cultivate this as soon as we're ready. There we go. Okay, now I did several contracts off camera as well. If we go in here, actually, is there any other new ones that I want? It's not a bad baling one. Yeah, okay. I did 3 mowing ones, which is great. We can accept those. And I did 2 harvest ones. One was for, oh goodness, what is this one? It doesn't even say what it was. One was for sorghum and one was canola, I believe. And the prices for those right now, if we go to here, look at canola, prices are terrible. And if we look at sorghum, prices are terrible. So you can see I have 4,600 liters of sorghum extra and 2,800 liters of canola. So that'll give us a little boost of money, you know, a little bit in January and a little bit in November. We'll sell them when we get better prices in here for those. Just that way we are actually making the most out of our contracts and stuff like that. But for now, we can accept the contracts because I've completed them. They paid pretty decent. There was, I don't know if it's still there. It is. I thought about doing this one, but I knew that one would take forever. That's a huge field, and to do peas on that would take forever. So I didn't really want to do that one, but it was available, so that was an option. But anyhow, yeah, it puts us up at 50 grand. Part of me wants to pay off part of our loan, but I think we're going to hold on to it because I don't even think we can borrow more money if we want to. Yeah, we can't even borrow more. So when we pay it off, the money's gone. So I think we'll hold on to that. I think it was good that we paid that off. Did it show us the change in loan interest? Yeah, $2,300 now is what we're paying a month. So it saves us a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So it's a step in the right direction. I really do want to buy that and put a field there. I don't think we'll see what we get off for harvest, which will be next episode, and that'll kind of be a good point to kind of figure that out. If we do buy that and we do that as rice, we're definitely going to need another planter and another harvester, just for the sake of my own personal time and sanity. It'll take forever for all these to get done. It's already taken a long time to harvest this, and it took a long time to plant all 4 of these. So we definitely need another setup, which is a $125,000 investment. But there is a mod that came out that allows you to make payments on vehicles, so I might actually install that, and I think that'll be kind of the route we take. That way we can kind of, because that's pretty realistic. And I think we've proven to a bank, yes, we have a huge loan out right now, but I think we've proven to a bank, especially after this harvest this year, that we could pay it back. And I mean, especially if you consider the assets that we have, that's 82,000 there, 70,000 there, and 100,000 there. I think they realized that they would get their money back. So even if they're not going to loan us more straight up cash, they would probably be able to loan us vehicles. So I think that would be fair enough. In real life, would they loan us money for vehicles? Probably not, with $700,000 in the hole. But we at least are proving to them that we can make money off of our operation. So to sell our rice. It's just been 1 month, and I actually should have sold it last month. The price actually is a little bit less today. Not by a lot, but a little bit less today than it was yesterday. We get in here. I've got a contract here for cultivating. Other guys finishing up the last field. Yeah, and I also have a contract up there for sowing, I guess, as well. Yeah, we had like 21.11 was the highest price, but now this is the highest price outside of using the train. If the train was a lot more, I'd be down to use it, but that's just not a lot more, and this will just be a lot easier to go there. So I'm just going to go ahead and tag it. Well, at least the good news is with the trailer, we only have to make 2 loads, and we can haul all of this rice away, which would be great. And again, because we're doing rice, we get a 20% bonus on that. This episode, I'm not sure exactly what my goal is going to be. Maybe to get a farmhouse. I know that's probably not like a super critical thing, but we kind of should have one. I've just been sleeping at the other sleep trigger across the map. It'd be nice to kind of fill out our farm a little bit more. Again, we don't need to do too crazy there, but a sleep trigger is probably important. We can get probably a pretty cheap one as well. So just something like that. That might be something we get done. We'll just kind of have to see, though. I think if we just go down this way, it's pretty easy actually to get to the oil mill from where we're at. And then I'll look at my productions charts for profitability that I made for all the productions, and I'll see if we want to maybe get into doing some rice productions next year. Easy does it. Again, I could have probably looked into it before we did this, but we don't have a lot of money to invest right now anyways. We will have a little bit more cash after we're done with this. I also added the financing mod, so we can hopefully finance ourselves some new rice equipment if we get that other field, which I think is probably going to be our advancement maybe this episode as well, as getting another field. Let's get that in there. Get that going as well. We should get a decent amount, and I'll see what our bonus is going to be. You know, we'll get 20% more than what we put in, or what we get here. That's pretty good. 3165. And that's a 6325 bonus. So if I add in the money, 6325, boom. There we go. So we're actually going to do pretty good off of this. That's already so far 38,000 that we've made so far. So if the next load is not going to be quite a full load, it'll be close. Yeah, that's good. We're probably going to make we'll probably make at least 30 off the next load. So 30, so 60, so probably about 68, maybe 70,000, almost $70,000. That's a pretty good, it's a pretty good amount of money off of our fields, to be fair. It'd be nice, obviously, if we can get a little bit more going. So if we get another big field, that'll help us out quite a bit. And add more to that. If I actually water the rice this year, that'll also give it a little bit more. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I think we're doing really good with what we kind of started off with. I am glad we have that silo, though. I think the silo is going to overall be helpful for us, especially when we start doing productions and have to store ingredients and things like that. All right. Oops. Nope. Didn't want to get out. 13,000 more. It might not be quite as much as I thought it was going to. Well, 6,000 more in there. Yeah, that's pretty close to a full load. Never mind. It's going to be pretty good then. Probably shouldn't drive off that edge. Get back out here on the main road. Yeah, we'll go sell this off. I'll keep rocking and rolling, doing some contracts and things like that, and probably again bring you guys back in when it's time to plant. Will probably be my next segment here. Still recovering from my surgery, obviously. I have 8 weeks in the sling, and then another 4 months of recovery after that with a lot of physical therapy. So it's going to be a lot, but it doesn't hurt as bad. I've been able to stop taking so many painkillers, which is nice. So slowly getting off of those, and yeah, which is good. So still hurts a little bit, but not anywhere near as much as it did when I first got the surgery done and came home. So that's always a plus. All right. There we go. Get both of those unloading. And we'll see what we get off of this so I can add our extra 20%. 28,326. That's pretty good. That'll be an extra 56.65. Boom. We're sitting at 124. We are sitting pretty fat and happy right now. I'm not gonna pay off any of our loan right now because we're gonna need all of the money we can get to buy that other field, and of course make it rice field ready. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna go through the winter time basically and bring you guys back in the spring when it's time to plant our rice again. So I'll see you guys soon. So I got a little carried away with contracts. We have 4 cotton harvesting contracts on there, plus a bunch of others are completed. But I thought I'd bring you guys back in to complete these all out. All 4 of them should be delivered to here. Let's just go ahead and get unloading these in here. I'm hopefully able to just shove those other ones in with the truck, but we'll see. Oh, that's not a good sign. I guess they might still be connected to the truck, to the trailer technically. Oh, there's one contract. Okay. That's slightly concerning. I feel like they should have done more than that, but we'll see. The good news is the price for cotton is really good. Actually, let's just drive up this way. We might just have to make a little loop-de-doo up here. There we go. And if we get a bit of a running start at it. Actually, it's working perfectly. Okay. There goes another one. Okay, perfect. Actually, I think it's going to work out just right for us. Oh, 98. All right, well, it's a full bale back here. We should get a decent payout, I would think. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 18,000 on top of the contracts is wild. All right. So, again, I got a little carried away with contracts. There's a couple left to do. But there was a crap ton of good ones. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 contracts. Today I spent $13,000 on wages, which, I mean, we sent 11,000 there, and contract difference was 53,000. So we'll see. This is still gonna be really good. I did a lot of work. I was transporting stuff for the harvesting contracts, moving stuff, moving equipment around. I was pretty busy. But let's go ahead and see. So right now we're sitting at 140. So let's see. Let's just go through and collect all of these. Some of them are worth more than others. 246. We did really good. Now, to be fair, some of you guys might say, well, come on now. That's not... You're not really suffering anymore. Well, we're still suffering for sure. Keep this in perspective. Yes, we have 200... Let's just say, for the sake of argument, we have $250,000 in the bank. We are making, off of the fields we have now, these 4 fields technically, because we have 1, 2 there on 19, we are making about $70,000 probably profit every year off of these fields. We're going to buy this one, which is going to eat into our money quite a bit. Plus, we got to put a field on it. So, or put a rice field on it, because that's what we have. And then we're going to need to finance a couple more pieces of rice equipment. After that, this is going to be back down to like 40 some odd thousand again anyways. Also, all of the work I did to complete all these contracts took me a long time, okay? It took me a long time. It wasn't like I was just, 20 minutes later we had it done. It was several hours in-game playing, so remember that. And remember the fact that we have a $700,000 loan, so we're technically speaking, right as we sit right now, still probably negative. We're probably broke even, actually. Well, not even close, because our fields aren't worth that much. If we sold everything, we'd probably have about $250,000 in the hole still. So we're still struggling. Don't worry. It just looks good right now, but again, we had to work for that. So we will get to a point where we do a lot less contract work, and we do a lot more just our own work. But for now, that was just the way it is. But since you guys are in here and we've made that kind of money, let's go ahead and actually let's see the status of that field first. What's in there right now? It's cultivated. Perfect. That's the perfect time to buy that field. All right. We're going to buy that. 119. Okay. And then we're going to visit right here just because I want to go into build mode. And this field actually is fairly flat, so we're going to do this all as one field. That's actually what we're going to do here. Now, where do we want kind of the entrance to be? Because down there it's going to sink in a little bit. We probably want it to be... yeah, like right off of this area right here is probably a good height. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, probably right down here is probably where we want to start it. Maybe put the pump right there. Let's go to fields here. We'll go boom to boom to make sure the pump is right there. Make sure we get this as big as we can. This one we actually can run all the way across. There we go. I think there's a bit of a curve there. Yeah, so we'll want to go out to like there. I can come out to like right here. Oh, it's done. Yeah, because that would be across there. All right, perfect. Yep. Yeah, 126. Let's see where we're sitting in a second here. 47,000. See, I told you we're literally back down to where we were. All of that contract work only just paid for this field, which I know is a big deal. Don't get me wrong. That's going to help us a lot, but that was expensive. This is expensive to do. Rice farming is very costly to get into. I should have chosen a different crop. But anyhow, we're doing fine. The equipment's cheap, but the fields are a little pricey. There's obviously, upsides and downsides to every crop that we're going to end up doing. So, yeah. But yeah, now we can farm that one. This will probably be the next field that we end up grabbing. Yeah, when we get this one, we'll honestly probably need another set of equipment because it takes a while to plant, harvest, and all that sort of stuff. Well, we probably could handle that one with just 2 sets. But definitely when we start getting like these 2 over here, and then at that point, I mean, this is a pretty good setup. I'm actually pretty happy with the use of the space here. If we could take over this and maybe use the map objects hider to hide some of these rocks, this would be a great farmyard right here. If we could do that right there. I just don't know if it's part of that land or not. It is. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, so if we could... if we buy this eventually, how much is that? 160. Yeah, we're still far out, but that'll be the next thing we buy. Then we'll have this area to kind of upgrade the farm. And once we have all those fields cooking, we're going to have to start working on maybe investing some money and making the farm look a little nicer and be a little nicer. So, yeah, now we got that. That's good to rock and roll. So this, this spring is going to be a good time for us because we'll be able to get that planted as well. So, anyhow, I am curious. None of those fields need lime right now. We have lime turned on, right? Lime required is on. Yeah, so eventually that's going to be a big thing too. I think that we have one more harvest off of our first set of fields before we're going to need to put some lime down. So, yeah, we're obviously going to want to do that because we got to maximize our yield as much as possible. But anyhow, that's what I got for you guys. I'll keep rocking and rolling. I might do another contract or 2 here and there. But for the most part, we'll probably just end up getting on to, getting on to what we're doing. So I'll see you guys here in a bit. All right, it is April. We are doing okay on money. Things are going pretty well for us. Did a few contracts here and there. I completely, utterly failed to sell any of the extra crops we got. So maybe we'll get some more this year and have more to sell later. But I'm not terribly against having like a stockpile of crops, to be honest, either. But yeah, I just totally forgot. So, yep, that just kind of was what it was. So, can't do anything about that now. But anyhow, one thing I did do, I drove this over here. Since we are going to buy another planter, I also bought this plow here, and I've left it at the store because I use it for it's sitting in the ground a little bit there, but I use it for contract work. Yeah, you can see down there, bottom right-hand corner, monthly payment is $1,400. Remaining to payment is $11,000. We have 8 months left to pay it off. So, yeah, basically, yeah, we're just paying this off and doing it that way. So I wanted to try out kind of the leasing or the financing thing, and it's working pretty well. The reason this is good is because plows typically work at 7 miles an hour. This works at 12 miles an hour. Plus, if you consider, when we look at like, well, I mean, I can go down here and look at this one first. We're doing 12 meters, because I did, of course, not the 6 meter, but I did the 12 meter one. So, did I? Oh, there's a 12. Why didn't I do a 12? I did a 9. No, I didn't know I could go bigger. All right, anyhow, we have 9. That's fine. 9 is plenty big, I think, for what we're doing. But a 12 would have been way better. Oh, that really irritates me. We could sell our other one. I wonder if you could sell it off. Well, if I might change it out. But anyhow, even if we're doing 9 meters at 12 miles an hour, even if we get a contract that gives us the biggest plow possible, which is this guy, that's still 6 meters at 7 miles an hour. So we're still 3 meters, wider and almost double the speed. So it's a lot better. I still have to lease the equipment, so we're not saving money on leasing costs because I need a tractor to pull it. I don't have a tractor that can pull that thing. But overall, the time saving on like workers and then me doing it and my sanity, it's all very worth it. But anyhow, let's buy ourselves another rice planter because that is what we are here to do. Ooh, we don't need to finance it, do we? It's only $25,000. The financing, though, to show you, it's this screen right here, so you can kind of choose what you want to do. Different amounts there. So in any missed payments, 5,000 compound increase of the remaining amount to pay back. And bank will repossess your vehicle if you don't pay by the end of the stated repayment term. That's craziness. Yep, you don't want that. But yeah, you can go up to 2 years. 6 months at 2%. I mean, it's pretty easy to do stuff like this, but there's no sense in paying any interest if we can just pay it outright. We might still have to finance the harvester, but I don't see any sense in us financing this. So we're going to purchase this guy just straight up outright. Good to go there. Let's hop in our new beautiful planter. I also have a pallet of seeds down here because I've been, I did a couple of sowing contracts. So I obviously kept the seeds. So I didn't want to waste them. But yeah. All right, let's see if I can get this guy actually on here. It's definitely... Oh, actually that worked out really smoothly. Yeah, that was perfect. Beautiful. All right. Nope, I didn't want to get in there. Let's just get in here. Perfect. All right, I am going to go ahead and get this back over to the farm. I'm going to start planting our stuff, and I don't know. I'll see you guys later on. I think that's what I got. I am going to try to... I'll probably try to sell that. Can I sell it? It should... Does it show that I own it? If I go to, like, vehicles... Lizard INMT. Can I sell for... Oh, okay. 15 grand. I wonder if I still have to make the payments. I shouldn't get 15 grand for that. Anyhow, I don't know. I'm sure it all works out fine. I'm sure it's not me scamming the system. If it is, that I'll adjust it later, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like 15 grand is what... Well... I guess let's take a look. Let's just do some quick math. I can sell it for 15,000. I wonder if me selling it for 15,000, I still have to repay the loan. That would kind of make sense. Yeah, that might make sense. So that could be what it is. But it's probably... Because the thing actually is probably worth 15,000 total. It's probably what it's actually worth. But yeah, so it's got to be 15,000 minus the payments there. But anyhow, it is what it is. I'll figure it out, hopefully without breaking things. But yeah, I'll get this back to the farm. I'm going to start planting all our rice fields, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Our rice is finally all planted. It took forever, even with the extra piece of equipment. So I could run one, and the AI could run the other one. It took absolutely ages to take care of that. But it's all planted now, so everything's good to go. We're just going to head over, get this guy refueled. I don't load them up with rice saplings until they're empty, because otherwise it's just weird with how they work with the pallets, and they won't load completely. It's just the way it is. So anyhow, but I will load it up with fertilizer. I accidentally, when I was moving one of the fertilizer pallets over to reload one of these guys while they're working in the field, I accidentally threw it in the silo. So I'm going to have to grab some of that out. There's not very much in here. I already loaded the other one up, the other planter up, but they don't hold very much. So, yep, there we go. And there's still, you know, how much is in here? 338 liters. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, yep, just going to park this guy back here. I think that's a good little spot for these guys, at least for right now. I mean, they really only get used 1 day a year, so that's just easy peasy there. But, yeah, our farm is looking good. Everything's going well for us, so I'm happy with that. And things are planted, so I think that's a good spot, I think, actually, to wrap up this episode. Yep, next episode, I think what we're going to focus on, well, we'll obviously get a harvest done of all of this. And I want to make sure they're all sitting pretty good. Some of these might need lime, so we might have to look at that. I think our first 3 fields are going to need lime. I think this is their 3rd harvest. So, yeah, next episode, we will harvest all of our rice. We should do really good, because we probably almost doubled our amount of rice. This field took the longest. The other worker got all 3 of these fields and, these 2 fields and then this one done before this one could be done. So it took, yeah, it just was what it was. But yeah, so, yeah, that's next episode, and hopefully we'll get like a house. I actually don't know if I have any, did I add any modded houses in here? We might, I kind of want to look at like a cheaper one than one of these. I mean, that's 35 grand. That's honestly not bad for that. I wish you could buy that in real life for that price. Good lord. Yeah, I'm thinking like somewhere maybe back over here. I mean, we have, I think, oh, we don't own that land up there. I'll say, do we own that land? But we don't. It'd be nice if it was kind of out of the way a little bit more. Like, you know, if we own some of this stuff or this area. Eventually we will own this area, so maybe we get like a cheaper like temporary house. We have somewhere to sleep on the farm, so we don't have to keep staying at Grandpa Walter's house. But yeah, I'm so happy with all our rice. Yeah, there's so much rice out here. This is a ridiculously big field. I still have these in my field, so these must have been from like hail damage, because I watered the field. You can see there's no like weird, I don't know. So I don't know. We have some damage to our rice for sure, but in general, everything went really well. Yeah, and I've been doing some contracts and stuff off camera. Not a ton of them, but I did a few. I actually don't know if there are any more. No, today I did a couple this morning in game. So there's not really any more I want right now. But yes, we need to buy another harvester. I'll go pick it up here in a minute, but we need to buy one because, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so 95,000. We need another one. We have a lot of work to do out there. Let's go ahead and purchase that. So there we go. The other thing I did off camera was on our plow that we have up here at the store. This guy, what is up here? Oh, it's a harvester. I was like, why is there a harvester up there? I just bought it. That's why. I upgraded this to the 12MT. I think, have we bought this outright? I can't remember if we did in past episodes or not. It's been a little bit in between them, which is my fault. I should have been a little bit more on top of getting episodes out. I am going to start, and I know this is going to add a little bit of complication to things, but I really want to do it, and I think the timing will be just right for it, and that'll all make sense here soon. I am going to start another series on a different map that's going to go, it's not going to be this, it's going to be completely separate from this one, but they're going to both happen at the same time, and this one's probably only going to go to like episode 10 to 15, maybe 10, I don't know. Like, I don't want to go too crazy on here, because I think a lot of people are kind of over the base game maps. We're starting to get some good modded maps out. This guy's working on it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you less. I believe in you a little bit more. I believe in you more. Less. Oh boy. All right, let me just... Come on. There we go. Okay. Now you can do it, hopefully. No, why are you going that way? Just do things. Yep, there you go. Yep, there you go. Okay, anyhow, so yeah, I'm going to start another series. They'll miss stuff. They always miss a little bit of stuff on the edge, and I have to go clean it up. But, yeah, I'm going to start another series on a different map. I'm not going to give any more information to that yet. It'll make sense. I think you guys will probably enjoy it a lot more than this series, to be honest. This series hasn't been too bad. I'm looking. What are views? What did the last episode do for views? Let's see. About 4,000 views. It's not too bad. And episode 1 had 18,000 views, which is pretty good. So yeah, it's not bad. You guys seem to like it okay. Yeah, it's not terrible. I want to finish it. I don't want to just abandon it. For those of you guys that are committed to it. So just last week was insane with VR and everything else going on. I was releasing 3 videos a day. 3 a day. 3 a day. Some days more. 3 to 4 a day. And that's still, like, I didn't have time to do any Hutan Pantai. And that was just me getting caught up. And I still have a lot of other stuff to get caught up and get videos out on. So, yeah, I don't know when this video in particular will come out. It should come out before I start the other series. That's what I would guess. But anyhow, I just want to let you guys know I'm not abandoning this series when I get going on the other series, so don't worry about that. I'm going to keep this one going. We're actually doing really good. We're making progress a little faster than I thought, honestly. I think it's because we are doing a lot of contracts, to be fair. We are doing a lot of contracts. It is a lot of work, but we are doing a lot of contracts. We still owe $700,000, though, so we still have to climb out of that. I really want to do some long grain rice as well. Our next kind of purchase will probably be this chunk of land right here, which is 163. I'm hoping we can do that in the next episode. That would be the goal there. And then that way we can get this to be a rice field. And then we'll probably have to keep it as a regular rice field for now. But then after maybe another harvest, after we do this harvest, and then we buy this land, make this a rice field, then do a whole nother set of harvests plus contracts, we should be able to afford to pay off hopefully more of our loan and ideally get some equipment to start doing some long grain rice. And I'd like to do long grain rice in this field and this field. If those two are long grain, or maybe at least this one, I don't know. We'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, and we also could buy that one afterwards too. But yeah, once we, how much is that? Whew, that was a little pricey over there. That one's not too bad actually for how big that is. But maybe I'll just do long grain there, and then we'll upgrade to that one eventually to do long grain, since we'll have 2 sets of equipment for over here. Eventually, I kind of want that field, but this is ridiculous. None of that land is really helpful at all. It's just only expensive because there's a lot of land over there. It's this chunk right here. It comes with, it basically comes with this. I guess you could use this. There's actually, okay, I take it back. Some of this land is actually kind of useful. I could actually put, oh, I didn't even think about that. I could get the object hider mod, the map object hider, hide some of these rocks. We could cut a couple of these trees down, and that could actually put a decent sized rice field on that side. The part of this land that's completely useless is like this through here. Like if you look at it, so if I click on it, this stuff is useful. I could put a rice field here, but this I can't use at all. So it's definitely not worth what they're asking for it, because you're basically buying the land that the highway's on, which you can't do anything with anyways. But I think we could maybe do another extra field over there. And then we could do wet rice there, and then wet rice there, and then maybe do, I don't know, we'll do some more long grain. But yeah, that's kind of expansion plans as we go. I'm going to get the harvest done. I'm going to get our other harvester down here so I can actually get more harvesting done. I'm going to get that done because it's just going to take a while. There's just a lot of rice to harvest here. And then I'll bring you guys back in when it's time to hopefully sell. I haven't really been paying attention actually to our stuff either. I have been completely ignoring it. We don't have too much of some things, like a little bit of sorghum, a little bit of soy, a little bit of corn. We actually got a fair amount of canola because I did our canola contract. Yeah, it's not time to sell any of it because I missed the mark on all of it anyways. But I'll try to get the rice into storage, and let's see, when is the time to sell? Where's rice? There's rice right there. Okay, so next month. So we'll probably sell next month. 273. I mean, prices are looking decent right now, but next month, hopefully we can get a little bit more. So I'll probably bring you guys back in next month when it's time to start selling off some rice. Because I mean, that's the part that you guys want to be in for. We want to see how much we're doing. This is a really good harvest. So, yeah. I will, even with all my contract work, we still have $700,000 in debt. So before you complain about me doing a lot of contracts, again, $700,000 in debt. We haven't expanded that much. We only have 60 grand in the bank. So anyhow, I'll see you guys when it's time to sell this long grain rice off. It is time to sell our rice. It's September. The price is great right now, $21.27. Plus, obviously, we get our little 20% bump on that. So we're going to go ahead and start getting it going. We have some other stuff to sell too. Actually, I probably should sell at some point. Keep forgetting. Anyhow, let's get over to our rice. We have 49,947 liters, which is great. So that means we're going to get at least 100 grand. It's going to take us several trips to get all this delivered to the oil mill. Oh, is that not? into there? Oh boy. Come on now. And then I think we're going to close out the episode by doing some work to our farm area here. I like to get some things done. I like to put a lot of that money, I think, into getting this more fixed up and good to go for us. I think that would be worthwhile. So we'll do some landscaping and things like that. I'm excited for how it's going to kind of look when we're done. Is it critical that we spend the money on that? No, but we really should get a proper farmyard. I've been working in this tight farmyard for a while, and we need to look more like we know what we're doing. So that doesn't mean that everything's going to be just absolutely perfect, but I think it'll be helpful. Oh gosh, I didn't even see that car in the fog. I was looking down at the map and everything. Sorry, car. You've been rear-ended. No, I'm going in front of you now. If I rear-ended you, I now get a pass you. I'm now in front of you, so deal with it. But anyhow, we'll get the rice hauled off. It should take us 4 loads, actually. 3 full loads, and plus another partial load, which is insane. I can't believe we're gonna do just fine on this rice. I'm pretty excited, actually. This is definitely our best harvest yet, which makes sense because we've done the most harvesting of things. I need to go here. I looked into productions as well. I decided we're not going to do any productions, at least right now. Because for the investment to get them going, plus the return, because we're not going to get... Even if we got 20%, I guess, as the bonus, because I wasn't really considering that. I mean, they're just not anything that's super productive right now for rice. So I don't think we need to worry about it, at least right now. Yeah, this harvest is going to be good. I got my calculator ready to calculate our 20% bonus. All right, what do we get? 32, 335 times 0.2. The bonus we get is 64.67 on top of that. Let's go ahead and add 64.67. That is beautiful. Okay, and off we go to get in our load. Yeah, that was really good, and we still have 2 more loads like that, so that's... Oh, we're doing great. We're finally going to make it. We're going to make it. We should also pay off part of our loan, too. I know the yard's not a priority, but I really think we need to make it look a little bit nicer. We might sell this other load here real quick, and then we should have enough to at least get started on the yard. Maybe we'll fix it up with you guys here. I also put in the map objects hider mod, finally. Finally remember to do that, so that way we can maybe hide some rocks if we need to. Or to work around them or something like that. But I've got some pretty good ideas, I think, for what I want to do over here. So I'm excited about that. Oh, whoops. Oh, actually, did I put in... I'm trying to think of where they are. I don't think I put them in. They're going to be in there. They maybe be under others. Oh, yes, I do have the road kit. Yes, okay. I did want that in here because it should like kind of contour to everything. Yeah. That'd be perfect. Dirty details. Oh, nice. Oh, can I change that? Customize. Mud tracks, gravel tracks, tractor tracks, long tractor. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, anyhow, I know I have that stuff available to me now. I also definitely need to put like an entrance over on the other side. It's just very tight working around here, you know? But it was a good starter yard, but now that we're starting to actually make some decent money, I think we can do something else, so. We'll have at least what do we got? After that, how much do we have left in the silo? Yeah, another full load of 15,200 and then like another 4,000 to go after that. So we'll be doing A-okay on that. Okay, let's get this delivered, and then again we'll come back and we'll get everything squared away on our little area here. I already moved all the equipment across the street over there. That's why it's over there, in case you're wondering. Because I would like to get that all fixed up and good to go. I want to make it look nice. I like working in nice farmyards, you know? You gotta work on a farm for hours and hours and hours. Might as well at least make it as nice as possible, so. Yeah, especially in game, I just kind of like to customize things and make things my own, but yeah. Let's go around here. But yeah, I'm super happy with our progress. I think we're doing really good. I mean, yes, contracts are kind of keeping us alive. And this is episode, what was this, episode 5? Oh gosh, I just hit all that. I honestly might only go to episode 10 on this series. Because I think we can accomplish it in that amount of time. If we keep cooking. I don't know, maybe a little bit further. I'll kind of see. Maybe 15 episodes. The reason being, I'm going to be running another series side by side this soon. I don't know if that'll have already started by the time I put this out, but regardless of that, I'm going to be doing 2 series, which is a lot, and I already don't post enough of this series. And I really want to start the other series immediately because it coincides really well with some things. But, yeah, so, anyhow. There we go, 32,335, so another 6467. Let's just add that real quick. Perfect. Okay. Let's head back. Let's customize our farm. We're sitting really good. Yeah, we're doing great. Our rice is making us money. Everything's great. I want to do some long grain rice soon. I want to do that soon. So I really don't want to spend a ton of money on. There's a couple things that are going to cost us a little bit, a couple buildings I want to place down. We really should get a shed of some kind. It doesn't have to be a super nice shed, but we need a shed of some kind, I think. So, yeah. I think we just got to do some stuff with it. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm not going to park on that land there because I don't know what all I'm going to landscape. I think I'm going to fast forward time to noon. Let's do time set. There we go. And then I'm also going to make it sunny just because I think that'll be easier for, there we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's do it. I think I should be able to hide like these things now. Yeah, all right, let's save the game first. And do I have autosave on? No, it's off. Okay, perfect. That rock I'm not worried about. I'm a little worried about some of the rocks up here. So, yeah, we'll kind of see what happens. Because I can landscape over top of some of this stuff. I think we need another... we definitely need another entrance. Like, over... Honestly, you could come right off of this road. That might be a perfect spot for another entrance. Maybe even another one right here. Like, could have, like, 3. I want equipment to be able to go over the top here. That's for sure. So I wanted to make that happen. That's going to be interesting how that's going to work. But I do want to make that happen. I think that's... I try to drive over it enough that we should probably get some stuff in place. And if it's right there, let's go ahead and... Let's get in our landscaping mode. I try to do landscaping pretty good. That should be wide enough. That's the target point. And if I don't want this whole place to be that, so let's try from like right here. It needs to be wider for sure. Yeah, okay. Let's reset that up there, okay. Let's get that going. Nice and easy does it. Yeah, get that just right up to there. Okay. And that should be, that's pretty good. That's about exactly, I mean, we're going to fix all this up here. So I'm not worried about that. We're going to put a little smooth in. Oh, that was a little too much smooth in. That kind of wrecked it, didn't it? Yeah, it sure did. A little bit too much smoothing. That up there, I'm okay with a little more smoothing up here. Okay. Yeah, that, well, maybe not actually. Actually, no, I think that's kind of perfect. It's not maybe as steep as it should be getting up here, but that's maybe not a problem. Maybe if we smooth that out a little bit more. And then I think we're going to have to hide that rock right up there. For sure. But yeah, something like this, just to be able to have like a path over. I think we can... Ooh, hide it. I don't know what that's going to mean. Let's save the game real quick. That seems to work perfect. Okay. Now, this isn't quite what I want. I think we need to redo that a little bit. Ooh, there we go. I didn't want to be up there. Yeah, I think we need to redo that a little bit. Let's do this again. Super intense for that. Let's go a little bit wider. I don't know how deep that goes either. I don't want to get too crazy. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then for the smoothing part of this, we'll come back and smooth this later. Let's get the kind of the pad of like where we want to work here, kind of really squared away. Because this has got to get, this is going to go, I want this to go out further too. Yeah, I want all this to be, I want this to be out all the way to the, just about to the road. Honestly, I want it out to the road. There we go. I gotta be careful. I don't want to spend all of our money. I make this a little bit bigger to make it a little bit faster. Yeah, our money's dropping quick up over there. Okay. Let's get that up to there. And then like right to there is probably good for now. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna try to, because I want those to kind of go together pretty good. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's get the smoother. Smooth along there. Smooth along there. And then this is going to go out to the road here. So I'm going to make a nice driveway here. Let's do a slope. That's the target. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. It's all going to look better when we get it all painted as well. But yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Soften. Let's make this a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit less powerful. Smooth some of this edge here out. Yeah, just like that. And this is plenty of room for us to work with for now. We're back down to where we started when we started selling rice. No, well, no, that was just one load of rice we used for that landscaping. So one load of rice for that landscaping so far. Now, the thing I haven't used before is these guys. I think, all right, and if I go customize, what kind of options? 15 degrees, 45. Okay, straight. Let's do that. I think if I do this, it'll sit on top of that somewhat. Yeah, okay, a little bit at least. I'm gonna still have to go straight. Maybe like a 45 or like a little bit of a turn here. Let me get down here so I can actually see what I have. Probably should try to go the other way. Can I go the other way with that? Yep, curve left 15. Okay. Look at these roads are so cool. I love these roads. All right, so that looks great there. I can just use this one for this direction as well, I think. Yeah, look at that. All right, then we should be able to just straighten it out. Customize. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go this way so I can see where the ends are. Okay. And why did I make it pavement? I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. Like, apparently I can't get right there. Okay. I do need to see where that's going to go. I'm a little... I don't like that. I almost need like a curve in it. Another curve left. Yep. Yeah, I almost need that curve right there. And then maybe now... Maybe now we can go straight here. No, still not really wanting to go exactly where I want it. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to go back and forth between some curves up this way. At least until down here. Because down here we can... Yeah, we can sit that on the road that way. Yeah, it's like that or the other way that. So, okay. Let's get a curve right. Let's see the left. Left. Nope. Yep. Okay. Gosh darn it. We may work on a road over there at some point, but we'll just start with this one. Oh, darn it, I missed a little bit there. That's okay, we can do that. That kind of doesn't look good, though, does it? Let's go speed and demolish that. Yeah. And that one, yeah. Okay. Let's get... I guess I'm technically putting a gravel road down. But, yeah, okay. I could do that. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Curve. Right, yeah, let's do that. We'll go down here. Put that one right there. Ooh. Oh, it is there. Why did it not look like it was there? Let's demolish one of those. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, and then we should be able to just curve that home. Curve left. Yep, there we go. That should just... That right there should do it. Okay. That looks good enough. I'm happy with that. We have a road that goes... It's a little windy for what I would have wanted, but that's okay. It's something unique for sure. So I like that. Okay, let's get off to the side here. Don't like that. Let's get off of there. Okay, so back around to here. So we got a road that goes over. The rest of it will be painted, don't worry. So, I know this is going a little bit longer maybe than you guys would have hoped for an episode, but that's okay. We're doing good things. Let's get our buildings that I wanted to put in. So the one thing we need for sure is... Need like a repair building. Oh, it's 20 grand. A little pricey. I could have used this, but I really like this little setup right here, and I really want to use this. Just trying to think of where I want it. The fuel is there, which I really don't like the fuel being there. We still don't really have a lot of room on this property, to be honest. I'll put it, I think right there is fine. Let's get it tucked back there a little bit. Yeah, and we won't mess with the fuel for now. Now let's look at like maybe some sheds. Well, farmhouse, I did want this little container house. And I was trying to think of where we could put it. What do you mean overlaps in our object? Why can't I put it up there? That'd have been great to keep it out of our way. But I think it's overlapping with the building there. Because I do think we need a house now. We might have to put a little bit more landscaping out there. And put the house right there. That'll work, I think, just fine. Just going to cost a little bit more than I wanted to pay. Yeah, we'll just put it right there. All right, and then let's go back to here. Farmhouses. And that can go... Is that the front of it? Yeah, that is the front of it. Little container house. Right there. Okay, there we go. Nothing too crazy. We got that. Now, if we want to, this is the time for us to put a shed in, if we want to put a shed in. So, some of these sheds are getting pretty pricey. Something like that would work to store some of our equipment. That's too big. That one's not bad. 40 grand, though. Good lord. $40,000 for that. Seems a bit high. But that might be just what we... Holy smokes, we're getting way too high priced now. One further down there. That's 40. This is 44? Well, might as well go with that one, I guess, then. This thing's huge. Just got the one entrance there, though. This one seems high for 30 even at that. I think we're going to go with this one. I know it's a little more than I want to spend, but I think if we place that like right there, I think that'll be a good spot for it. We can put a lot of our equipment in it. Let's do some painting now. Asphalt, which is what we have. Yep, okay. Oops, hitting the wrong buttons there. There we go, change the cursor shape. Easy does it. Easy does it. There we go. Can work up to the house there. Right up to that. Ooh, didn't like that for a second. Get right there. It's weird when it does weird stuff like that, but yeah, we want to go there. Get this all filled in. Make sure that's all good. Yep, it's actually all the asphalt. That's good. Okay. This looks terrible, so I do want to put some grass on there, but this looks like a much more robust yard for sure. I do kind of want... Should I put an entrance right here? Honestly, I probably could pretty easily do that. Let's put a middle entrance just because we're committed to this process. Raise that a little bit. And then I think if we smooth that right through there. It's not perfect, but I think that'll do. Yeah, I think that'll do the trick. Yep. Okay. So another little entrance right there. I'll at least leave that open. Probably should have like some plants. I feel like we need like some little plants or something to make this look a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not against these. I think these are fine. There we go. A touch wider swath there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Doesn't look the greatest, but it's not terrible. It kind of puts a natural divider in. I'm going to put a fence up in a second, which is wild. I usually don't put fences up because it's something just extra for me to crash into. But there we go. Back here probably should have like just some plain grass. That would be probably for the best. Yeah, that's good there. Yeah, I like that for along the edges of where we're doing this. There we go. We'll come down here and keep going. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. That looks so much better. Oops. Let's get some more grass back here just to clean it up a little bit. That's perfect. It's perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Just about. Let's put some grass back there. Now it's perfect. Let's get some fences up, which is crazy for me. Now, what kind of fence do I want to put up? I kind of like that one. What? I have the place fences anywhere. Why can't you let me do it? Apparently, that doesn't matter. Well, we were going to put fences up, but apparently we don't own this land. That's stupid. So I guess our bushes are only to fence. Is there taller bushes we could put up, maybe? I'm sure there are. Yeah, like these guys. How much taller are those? Those are a lot taller, actually. At least when you're down there with the bushes. Okay. So we use tall bushes, tall-ish bushes. We could put, no, I don't like that tree there. That one's not bad there. I don't mind having that tree there. Maybe a tree on the back side or two. Makes it look more like a natural kind of place to exist. There we go. I don't know if I want to put one there because we might expand out that way. Well, probably not. Let's just put it there. Okay. We don't need any big trees. No, definitely not. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're doing good. Maybe one more tree right there. All right. I'm happy with how our yards turned out. Yeah, and we can drive just over the top. This just makes that a lot easier. We have 3 entrances now that are actual entrances. Let's see how... Oh, there's a deer that just ran out from under my truck. This is probably exactly where that stop sign is, so I probably just had to hit it every day. That worked out fine. Oops, probably hit that. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm going to sell the rest of the rice off. That's really all that there is left to do for this episode. And we're at 24,000, which is scary. So hopefully I can pick up some contract work before the spring. I do have our one worker. He's probably done now. Yeah, he's done now. He's working on cultivating that field. I will keep getting that sort of stuff done. Yeah, see here, look, we can just... It's not going to be super... That was not smooth at all, but maybe I'll do a little bit more landscape in there. But we're going to make some big progress this episode. I'm super pumped about it. I have plans, big plans. Our yard is looking great. The one thing I will say is we ran out of pallets of rice saplings when I planted. That's the only thing I really did off camera. Did a few contracts and then got us to the new year and planted all of these fields with wet rice, which was great. So that's all fine, dandy, and whatever have you. That's all great. We did run out here, so we would theoretically need to build another one of these, which isn't a terrible idea. Did we build the big one to start? I just want to see real quick. Or is there only one? There's only one, isn't there? Yep, there's just the one that does that. So, yeah, $3 grand for another one is not bad. It's pretty large, though. You know, land is not owned for... I guess technically not. That's super frustrating. I have to build it that far in. I guess I could go that way. There's not really room over here right now. I mean, there'd be plenty of room if we could put it right on the edge here, but it's not going to let us do that. So, anyhow, that's fine. It's a blessing in disguise because that means that next year, unless we want to buy a bunch of pallets of rice saplings, we're not going to have enough to plant all this. Also, there's a tornado happening in town. It's working its way through. It's doing its thing. We could go take a look at it. How's it going? There it is, wrecking things. Anyhow, the town's fine. They're pretty good. It's heading out to sea where all tornadoes want to go. I don't know. That's not true, probably. Let's visit something over here. There we go. Okay, so we're back over on our farm. So yeah, it's been stormy the whole time I've been planting, which is great. But yeah, so we have $206,000. We did quite a few contracts. We're doing pretty good, even after upgrading our whole farm. I feel pretty happy about it. So here's what my plan is. Next year, and I'm just going to do the harvest off camera. I'll probably bring you guys back in, honestly, when it's time to sell it off, because I think that's the most exciting part or whatever. But what I want to do, I want to buy, I think, this field, because it's 112. This one we could buy if we can afford it, but maybe this field. If not, that's okay. And what I want to do is next year, I would like to do long grain rice and long grain rice and then wet rice in these 4 fields. I think that would be a good balance. Eventually we can get in our field to do some more, like maybe do long grain in these 2 and we get afford those 2, but we're looking at 112 for that. So if we start calculating here, we're going to need some money. I'm going to have to do some contracts. Hopefully they come up. 112 plus we need to buy some new stuff. So obviously we currently have a tractor, which, where is it? Where is our tractor? Massey Ferguson, which has 90 horsepower. So if we're going to get something that can run off of 90 horsepower, let's see if that's even a possibility. This one, I'm thinking will be a good seeder, honestly. There's not really one for 90, you know? So I think we can push it. Yeah, I think we can push it and run this. I might check for some modded seeders, actually. What is that? The 150, a 110. But this one also fertilizes, which would be nice. It's not a direct drill, which is okay. We can cultivate. 90 horsepower pulling that might be a little bit rough. A little bit rough. So it'd be pushing it a little bit, but I think we can make it work. If we can get that to work, that'd be a great starting planter. So we're looking at, let's say, 50,000 for a planter. That's given we don't have to buy a tractor to pull it. Seeds and fertilizer, it's no big deal. Those are cheaper items to buy. Yeah, these aren't gonna, yeah, none of these are gonna do it, huh? Yeah, anyhow, okay, yeah, I might, what does that one do? Oh yeah, canola, and yeah, we might look into something, but I want to do some long grain rice. I think that's kind of our next step forward. It'll be a little bit faster. We can do more of it instead of just continuing to do the same thing over and over again. I want to change things up a little bit. Now, harvesters, we also got to buy a harvester. So this one is the cheapest one, and compared to like even the next ones, like I look at like, I don't care as much about horsepower. I care about like grain tank capacity, 8,000 liters, 8,000, 8,600, 8,600. The only big step up is this guy, which is 300,000. So 104.5. So we'll say plus $105,000. Okay, for that. Perfect. Now the header that goes with that, 'cause you got to buy a header, is 30 grand for 6 meters. But I think we could pull off this one, which is 35 grand, only 5,000 more for 1.6 more meters. So I think we can get that one and pull that off. So if we had 35,000, now again, that's 302,000 to buy all that. We can finance a couple things, but we're actually pretty close. We only need another 100 grand, which I can make in a year on contracts, and plus our harvest will be more than $100,000 off of this. So I think we should be able to do it. That includes a land purchase right there of that one over there. Now, if we get really lucky, I mean, if we're just rolling in cash, contracts are a good year, we could potentially buy both of these fields. The other thing I was thinking about is if we bought this one, I mean, we go into build mode here real quick. If we have some extra cash after we buy this one, We could get rid of these rocks over here, and then what we could do is maybe put like some solar panels along there. I honestly don't know how much those cost. I haven't even thought about it. Factories, selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, generators. Those are 90. Never mind, $93,000. I'm not buying that. So we could buy, you know, those both make. Oh no, this is not. That's 648. This is 984. So yeah, we could put like, I don't know, 1, 2, depending on how much money we have. I don't want solar to be obviously like a primary source of our income, but it would be nice to have like a little bit extra we could make kind of on the side. We could even potentially put. I mean, we have some space over here. Maybe we put one down now just to start us getting us a little bit of income, help kind of counteract some of that loan interest. Maybe we put a couple of them down. Put one right there, and then maybe another one like, I don't know, like over. It's hard. It won't let me go under that, which kind of makes sense, I guess. We have some more space over here, actually, that we're not really using for anything. So we do one there, and then maybe another one just like right there. Yeah, so 3 of those. They're probably in terrible spots, realistically, for where they're at, but that might make us a little bit of extra cash on the side to, you know, 0 to 948. It's April. Hopefully through the summer we make some good money. I'll kind of share those results with how they're doing. And how much were those each? They're 11.4, so if I write down, you know, 11,400 times 3, we're looking for $34,000 off of them, hopefully in a couple of years to pay them off, and that would be great. And that'll help kind of counteract some of the loan interest we're paying, because we're paying, if we look at our finances here, we're paying a little bit of property maintenance, which isn't too bad, but we're paying $2,000 a month in loan interest, which I don't think we're going to get $2,000 a month off of those. Maybe on a good month we'll get about $3,000, because if you think about their range, you know, it's 0 to 984. So on a good month, we're making, you know, 29.52. So I think over average, they'll kind of help cancel out some of that loan interest. They're not going to make us rich, that's for sure. So it'll be something. But yeah, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. Everything over here is all flooded, good to go. I'm going to try to keep track of it as best I can and make sure it gets everything it needs. I don't think any of them need lime. Nope. Do any of them need plowing? Hopefully not. I didn't check any of this. They're all mulch, which is nice. And then watered. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on them. Make sure they're all good to go. And I'll see you guys probably when we're selling our harvest, which I know I'm skipping quite a bit, but most of the off-camera stuff is just me grinding, getting some contracts done and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. I'll see you guys when it's time to sell off our harvest. Okay, we're still doing good, rocking and rolling. Our little solar things make like anywhere from $800 to like, I think $2,000 was the best, even though on the best they should be at like $2,800. So, I mean, it's August now though, so maybe the sun will be a little bit better now for us, but we'll kind of have to see. I've done a ton of contracts off camera, so that's why the money's up quite a bit, which is great. That's what we need to get into long grain rice. I don't know what I did to this field or my other fields, but I don't know. Apparently, I don't know how to grow rice. I mean, I've been treating it well. I've been making sure it always had water. Everything's been going good. We also did have another tornado that hit. I'm just gonna, let's just show you this way. The tornado wrecked these fields over here, so we lost some yield there. Oh, it's the worst. It literally is just the worst. So that is what it is, you know? It touched down. Thankfully, it didn't go all the way across, but it touched down right here and then started cooking across the landscape. So, yeah, there's a tractor out there. I was doing a plowing contract, but you can see the damage it's caused. Oh, this is a grass field, though, so it didn't really matter too much for that farmer, at least. But my goodness, it was frustrating. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing the harvest. I should be able to bring you guys back in once we're ready to go with selling off some of the rice. It'll take a while to do the harvest. I'll see if I can pick up a couple contracts and stuff. I'm not sure price-wise. When's price for rice again? Right away. Looks like we're going to be selling it as it comes off of there. Canning factory is looking pretty good. 21.27 is actually pretty good price for us right now. But yeah, it's just dipping off. We're going to sell it right away. So I'm going to get it all harvested. I'll probably bring you guys back in when this truck is full, and we will get at least one load sold off together. And yeah, we got rice to sell, which is great. So I'll see you guys here soon. All right, I just loaded up our last little bit here to get this load to be full. It is time to sell. We're making some progress. This one's harvested. I got it cultivating. This one's making progress. This one's making progress. This one's also harvested. I feel like we're getting less yield than we normally do. Yeah, I don't... Nothing needs lime still. Plowing. Nothing needs plowing over here. I don't know. Yep, no idea. But anyhow, let's go down here, take a look. Rice. 2128 is still fantastic. Let's go and tag that, though I pretty much know where that's at. We should be able to just head... Is it where I think it is? Yeah, okay. There's another, actually, tractor that's in our way down there from a harvesting contract. But we'll just move her out of the way when we get down there. No big deal. So, yeah, we'll travel across here and then over. I do really like this little road that we put in. I mean, I think it's honestly, it's been really helpful, to be completely honest. Sometimes we need a little bit more landscaping help in some of these areas, but really start those transitions there around the farmyard, but that's okay. But yeah, the that hill over, that drive over, that little road over has been absolutely fantastic for getting things done, which is great. Okay, that's, yeah, we can probably get around him. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Can I? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the price is really good here, so let's see what we get, and then we'll add our 20%, which is great. Okay. 32,358. So that's an extra 6472. Add 472. Beautiful. All right. I'm gonna go continue to unload. We can. Oh, almost did I crash the game? Thought I was gonna crash the game for a second. Yeah, I'll head back over to the farm. I'll keep working on selling things off. Yeah, we should hopefully get 2 more full loads and then a little bit, I think is what we normally get. So we'll go, well, probably actually just 2 more loads, not the little bit, because I bet we lost that on the tornado. But anyhow, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. We're at 348 in the bank right now, 348,000. So I'll see here in a second, and we'll see how much we have. All right, so it is a rainy spring morning. We have a lot of work to do. Our money's doing good. $609,000. 609. We are killing it. I did so many contracts. So many contracts. There's not any contracts actually right now. Usually there's a couple good ones in March or April, but there was none that were really good for us. So anyhow, yes. We are ready to rock and roll. We need to buy some land and all sorts of stuff. So, again, we're going to plant this with long grain rice. This is all going to be wet rice this year for our sapling shortage, and I think that'll be better. And then we wanted this field, which we can afford. So we're going to buy that field. And then let's get into our build mode here. I need to actually save the game real quick. Let's do that. I haven't saved in a few months. I don't want to lose all the contract work that I've done. Okay. You can still see where all that was happening. So yeah, we actually did quite a few contracts on this field, so it'll be sad not to have that anymore, but yeah, it'll be great to have another field, and this is actually a pretty flat piece of land. It's perfect for a rice field, I think, personally. So, yep, let's get rocking. I'd like the pump to be like right here. Oh boy. I might need to go up just to be able to see what I'm doing, but let's get rid of that for now. Is this whole area restricted? That's going to be really annoying. Maybe we start going this way. Okay. Let's raise it up just so we can see what we're doing for now. We can raise it, we can lower it back down shortly after, but for now I just want to be able to see what we're doing. I don't know how much this is going to cost us. I'm assuming it's going to be fairly expensive. It's a fairly large field. Let's get that there. But we can go out here a little bit further. I just put it down here at this end. Okay. That could be perfect. Over here it's going to dip down a little bit, but that's okay. I want the entry over here to be nice and kind of smooth with the ground. So if we just go ahead and lower that, maybe right there. That should be right about perfect. Let's do that. Okay. How did that turn out? Yeah, I was a little worried about this corner, but that looks decent still. Okay. That is a massive field. How much did that cost us actually to do that? I wasn't even paying attention. Our construction cost $13,000. See, rice is so nice. Of course, it didn't have to landscape very much there. I have really considered, if we're doing, I've really considered buying this piece of land too. How much is it? It's 112. So if like for like 130, probably we could have a rice field on that. Boy, I tell you what, that is tempting. 130. This one's way too expensive over here. It's stupid expensive. I'll probably never buy that field because it's stupid. Maybe eventually, and we have just money is no object, but I'd rather actually get these fields rocking this way. Eventually, maybe we'll move over to a new farm, but it's tempting. We just need to get... First off, I keep forgetting to check sales. I could have maybe gotten something helpful, but let's look at cedars. We need to get a cedar for sure. 3 meters requires 150. I think we're going to need to get a bigger tractor is probably part of the problem. 3 meters. So I guess our tractor that we have, our little Massey, has only 90 horsepower. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get another tractor. Unfortunately, I think that's what's going to be the problem. So let's get out of there. Let's go back into the store. So if we got one that requires 110, those are all 4. 6 meters is pretty good for that one. Doesn't have a seed tank. 6 meters would be super fast and efficient. 90,000 is a bit much, though. I think we're going to have to go cheaper than that. It's 4 meters. That's 4.6. Yeah, for bang for your buck, that's probably the best one. That one's a little bit more than that, but it's 1.6 meters wider. Also does fertilizer at the same time. That one's a direct drill, though. That's something to consider, because cultivating will start taking a lot longer. This one's not a direct drill, though, is it? No. That one's 4 meters direct drill. Requires 180. That's also direct drill, though. That's 3 meters direct drill. This one's 4 meters direct drill. I think we try, if we can get a tractor that has 180 horsepower, I think this would be a good seeder for us to use. Seeds and fertilizer. Yeah, we'd want that set up there so we could do seed and oh, that's 10,000 more to do that? Good lord. 68,000. No, I think we got to come back down here. A direct drill would be nice. Don't get me wrong, but I think that one actually runs at 9 meters too, or 9 miles an hour. So it'll start kicking the butt of that one pretty quick. So yeah, let's see that one. 140 is what we're gonna shoot for. Oh, that one doesn't fertilize though. Crap. We do have a fertilizer spreader though, so that's not really the end of the world. I think this is kind of the best setup for us. So we're gonna get this guy. We're gonna buy this just outright. Okay. So we need something with 140 horsepower, at least. I don't think... Well, we actually can get there in here. But these are all pretty expensive. 95... 60,000 is kind of our range. 140 is what we're looking for. It's got 116. 147, that's closer. Let's look at medium tractors here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with like one of these guys. They're just so much nicer for how... They're just perfect for their cost. And we just need 140, so we could get we don't have to upgrade the engine right away. That one's 190 though for... Which is that one? That one's 230 straight up, but it's not that much more. That would be a killer tractor. Maybe we can get this guy. I think we try to make this happen here. Can we do... Wide tires are only 3,000 more. I think we can buy this guy right out. If we have to, we can always lease the harvester. We still have plenty of money actually, and that got us pretty well set up to do things. I think that was a good buy there. 230 horsepower. That's a beast of a tractor. Okay, the harvester we're going to be looking at. That's just to kind of get in our heads here. 104 plus. We're going to use the header for this one. So 104 and 35. So we're looking at 140. We have plenty of money. We are so getting that other field. I'll pick up some contracts too. Yeah, we're buying that. Yes. All right. Let's get another one. Let's get our rice field put in over here. We could. It makes sense to use this as part of the rice field too. So let's go over to that. I have the object hider mod, and I know this is a little cheaty, but what I am going to do is get rid of those rocks using that and that tree. It'll just make our lives easier, I think. I like these guys. Those guys are fine. This tree, I'm just gonna, or these two trees, I guess. I should be able to just, yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. These rocks. Yep. So these rock missions will not be here anymore, which is fine, because we own the land. Oops. Yep, there we go. Boom. Okay. I think that's everything. Just get up here so we can... Yeah, I think that's everything that would be in our way. Kind of build over here. Yeah, there's not even any of the little rocks on the edges. Sometimes those are there and those are kind of annoying and in the way. Yeah, okay, so where do we want the pump for this? Probably closer to us. Looks like we have to go about there. Okay. That's where it wouldn't let me place another one there. So I thought it was going to be too close. Okay. Okay. Let's make sure this is all good there. Let's go all the way. Okay. I think that's good for our field. I'd like the entryway to be here. So I think, honestly, I think it's going to be good how it is. All right. Oh, boy. Flattening failed. Oh, wow. I've never had that happen. Yeah, we kind of have to delete everything in the way there. That's so bizarre. It destroyed the field for sure. Okay, well, let's try that again. It looks like it flattened it. So I'm going to hope that it'll just let me create a field here. It's actually a fairly large field. Can we delete the last corner? I think we went too far this way. What in the world? That is strange. Wow. I've never had that before. I'm going to try to figure out... Yeah, that's... Cancel the creation. I'll try to figure this out. I'm going to put a break in here. I'll get our cedar down here, and I'll bring you guys back in after I kind of... It's clearly flattened it, so we might just have to back away from the edges a little bit of that. So I'll see you guys here in a minute. All right. So I got it to finally make a field here. I just had to back it off of the edge. And I think it was because of this... The concrete, I think it just can't terraform around it, which kind of makes sense. So I think it needed to be backed off. So I backed it off. It's not as big as I wanted it, but I still think it's plenty good for... I just love the mud and the rain effects on Farming Simulator 25. That is ridiculously cool. I love that. Anyhow, we have our tractor, which is going to be an absolute beast for us to use. And the good news is these two fields are already fertilized for us. Well, maybe not this portion of this one, so I might have to throw some fertilizer down there. But otherwise, everything's doing good. So, yeah. And we still have 171 in the bank. And the thing is, as well with that, which I think what we're going to do now, and I'm going to show you here, I think we're going to pay off a little bit of our loan. Even if we have to finance the harvester, we need 140 for it. I think we can pay 100 off, and I bet I can find contracts to pay the rest of it before we get there. So let's go to our finances menu, and let's pay 100 of this off. I think that we can do that. And yeah, I think we're doing good. We are doing really good. New tractor, all sorts of good stuff is happening for us. And our other little Massey can keep working doing the cultivating. And with this guy, we probably can get a bigger cultivator at some point, maybe next year. So I'm excited for it. Oop, it's unfolding the cedar. There we go. Oh boy, didn't like that at first. There it goes. And now, it'll take a while, but we can get this stuff. Our long grain rice is ready. However, the problem was apparently this field needs plowing. I don't know why. We just placed it. I think it's because it glitched out, and for some reason it registered as needing plowing. It shouldn't need that if you place down a field. It shouldn't do that. So I think it kind of glitched out. But yeah, so that needs plowing. That's fine. We'll get it taken care of. But everything else is fertilized. All of our rice was harvested. We got about $80,000 worth of rice off of those 2 fields. Sold it all off already. So we're doing good. We had the best price, so I figured why not sell it. We still have soybeans. I keep forgetting to sell those stupid things. It's September. I should have sold them in July. Yeah, I just keep forgetting to sell them. It's June or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep forgetting. Eventually, I'll sell them. We have a little bit of rice left because 2 full truckloads is what I sold, and I just didn't feel like driving down there with 202 liters, so I gave up on that. Now, long grain rice, it's still a good time to sell it, and actually, that's a great spot for that. Where's that at? Just right over there? Yeah, so untag that. But anyhow, yes, we have the money. We are going to go ahead and buy our harvester. Let's get this guy. And we're also going to get the header that goes with this, as I mentioned. So, just like that. Let's get over to it. And since this guy's working here, it's our AI worker there, I think he shouldn't have any issues with this header. I think he has plenty of horsepower. We'll kind of see. Yep. It might be a little slow at times when there's like a hill or something, but right now it's got plenty of horsepower to at least run it. So that should be a sign that it's going to be fine. I will get this back to our farm. It'll be a bit of a drive, so I'll get there and then I'll bring you guys back in when we are just, when we start harvesting some of our long grain rice. I'm just going to cut across here to save a little time. But yeah, things are going good otherwise. All right, and also, this is episode 7. I didn't even do my normal greeting at the beginning of an episode, so I apologize about that. Don't know what came over me. I was just too excited about our rice. But yes, let's see how this is going to go. Our first long grain rice harvest. We should be getting a lot more yield, and it's not going to make as much per area, but it's a much faster harvesting process. Yeah, we're going at 5 miles an hour, so we're definitely a little slower with the wider header, but I still think I'm pretty happy with it. I think the extra 1.7 meters, or yeah, I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about it being a little bit slower than it could be. And it's about $1,000 for 1,000 liters, or just over that. So we're at about $1,000 so far. So that's about 1,000 worth. So yeah, if you kind of take that perspective there, we should do okay on these guys. And it's just good to have, something else. And yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Well, we shouldn't have to fertilize anymore because the our cedar does fertilizer too, doesn't it, or does it not? Can't remember. Now I'm super curious. No, it does not. Okay, it doesn't really matter though that much. But yeah, we are harvesting long grain rice, which is fantastic. And is it the time to? I can't remember. We just checked it, but I totally forgot. Yeah, it is the time to sell it. So I want to sell it right away. So what I'll do, I'll keep rocking and rolling here. I know I keep saying that a lot. You didn't get a new phrase. I'll keep rolling and rocking. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. But I'll keep going, and I will wait until we get a full truckload of long grain rice to sell off, and I'll bring you guys back in for selling our first load. It obviously won't make as much as like a regular load of rice, but it should make about 20 grand plus our little bonus on top. So we still get 20% more because it's still a rice. So we're still doing good in terms of that. But yeah, I will keep going and keep getting some of this harvested. and I'll see you guys when we have a full truck. All right, so our first load of long grain rice. We already got one load off of this field, which is great. Which, I mean, we knew it would be a higher yield. It's so much faster to harvest. So much faster. Oh, man, it is so much easier. So eventually we'll probably... I mean, I got our guy over there doing cultivating. But, yeah, eventually, yeah, I mean, I don't really want to expand this operation too much. If I can expand more, doing more long grain, it's just going to be faster, easier. Yes, we're not making as much per field, but we're able to make money faster overall, I think. So that's kind of what I'm after and I'm happy with. So, 1031. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to tag that. Oh, my cat is meowing in the background, so if you hear something, that's fine. Why can't I tag that? There we go. Why didn't... I swear it didn't have that a second ago, did it not? I'm losing my mind. But anyhow, he's going to keep working. Let's go get this dropped off. And we'll kind of see what we're looking at for a good price on a load of long grain rice is kind of what we're after here to kind of see what our kind of comparison is. Again, we get about 38 to 40,000 if you include our bonus when we sell regular rice. So I would anticipate we get about 20,000 per load, which is still, I mean, that's still great. But that's what I would kind of anticipate. Where is this place? Oh, it's right here. Okay, perfect. We just kind of took a different route because we were at a different field, so I feel like it kind of felt a little different. Okay. Let me unmark that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Obviously, money's not going up as fast as we're used to, but that's A-okay. Got my calculator at the ready for our calculations here. All right, we're looking at 15,675 times 0.2 is going to give us a 3135 bonus. Yeah, almost. What was that? 15,650, 18. So yeah, so like a $1,500 short of 20,000 a load, which is fine. We're still doing good, I think, on that. Let's add a little bonus in, and we're sitting at 99,000. Yeah, I think now our main goal going forward is I think it's time to start paying this baby down. So let's go ahead. We're just going to repay. Let's just repay 50,000 right now. You can see our solar stuff isn't doing crazy things, but it's not bad. And I think actually I want to put in a little bit more of that. I don't want to rely on it heavily, but it does kind of help with just kind of keeping us afloat and paying for things as we're going through. So let's head back over, and then we might look at maybe putting a couple more of those types of things down. I think that would be good for us. I did fast forward the time to noon as well. You probably noticed that in between. Not for any particular reason other than I wanted to take the thumbnail shot that you guys saw. So I wanted it to be a little bit lighter for that. That's the only, really the only reason why I did that. I'm actually going away from where we probably wanted to go. Well, I guess we can go to the farm yard. It really doesn't matter. All of our fields are pretty close. We actually have a pretty good spot for our farm yard. It's pretty central to our farming operations. I think we did pretty good on that. Yeah, I think that was a good use for this space here, which is great. Now, the problem is we're kind of out of like space to put stuff inside, but not out of space, period. Obviously, we have plenty of room here, but I don't think it'll let us... let's go to the map. There's not really like... This land extends there, so the problem is trying to place stuff closer to the edge. Obviously, it didn't like us to do the fences. If we go into build mode here real quick... let's get... If it would it let us, I know it says land not owned by us. What if we did toggle free mode? Still doesn't care. We'd have to go all the way up there, which is just, it just kind of, I mean, that would be a great spot to build a building right on the edge, but it's just not going to let us do it, I don't think. We have a little bit more space right back there we can push back to. The other thing to consider as well, we do own this, obviously, so this is going to end up being something at some point. That could be a bigger yard for us. Looking around, there's actually not a lot of like open spaces around some of these fields. There's the BGA. There's a lot of land over here, which we could use that, I suppose. I've talked about that a little bit, I think. Does that include, is that part of that? Yeah, so if we had that, we could put, I think we could put a field over there. In addition to having that field, that would give us a little bit more room. Eventually, this is just not going to be big enough for us, so we're just going to have to make do with what we got for now. And eventually, I'm thinking, honestly, this is a good spot, and we can do some pretty big rice fields. We could even do multiple, like divide these into a couple different fields to make it easier. They don't have to necessarily be all one field. But this is kind of where I'd like to have like a big rice operation, and this is kind of the best, that part of that one, yeah. So that's kind of the best area there. But I think over here what we need to do is we need to pay down our debt and then start saving some money. I think that's kind of what's got to happen going forward from here. He's getting pretty full, pretty close to getting ready to be emptied there. But yeah, we're making really good strides. I'm honestly pretty happy with how we're going. Let's go ahead and see if we can't maybe get in like a another generator or so. So we put in... We could save up... How big is that? That thing's huge. That one obviously is way too big. Could save up for something like one of these. That one makes quite a bit, though. Honestly, these guys just chugging away, making a little bit in the background is not bad. I'm not really against that. We do have some space kind of along... Well, actually, I don't think it'll let us put there. Yeah, land is not... That might be part of why it wouldn't let us place our stuff down, so... There's a couple little areas where it might let us. We do own this land, but I don't really want to put anything in this land for now. I kind of want to save it for our future plans. So if we can get some like kind of snugged away up here, like one like there, maybe one right there, one right there. That's 3 more. What is that? 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 of those. That's, yeah, that's probably good. These are getting, we need to keep some money in the bank. But yeah, I think that'll be good. That'll kind of double that up a little bit. Still not going to make us a crazy amount of money. I don't even think the other ones have paid themselves off yet, but over time they will. But yeah, I'm going to go get our guy unloaded because I believe, yep, he's full. And then he's just about done with that field. I'll get him moving on to the next ones. And I don't know when I'll bring you guys back in, but it'll be at some point. But I'm just going to keep chugging along and trying to get us, keep our farm rolling and making money. That's kind of the plan. It is a beautiful April morning. After I left you guys, I got 4.5 more trips with this over to sell off long grain rice. So we got a lot of money off of that. Really good. Yeah, and I kept grinding away, getting some contracts done, and we paid off $200,000 off the loan, which is great. And so we're down to $350, and we're going to pay another $50 off right now. That's kind of our main, oops. Yep, there we go. That's kind of our main goal, is to get that paid off. I think we can do it this year. Yeah, I honestly think we can do it this year. That's kind of our goal here. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's get some planting, rocking, and rolling. I also bought a new fertilizer spreader. I forgot to tell you guys about that. It's right in here, and let's also check contracts. Fertilizing. This is one of the reasons why I bought it, is so I can do those ones there and have the equipment, not have to borrow it. So that'll be kind of nice. But we're gonna leave that there for now. This guy has a different job. I need him to do our seeding, which I picked up seed. I took this down to the store while we were harvesting, just kind of off camera, and got it filled up with some seed, which is great. So now we can easily harvest all of our long grain, or we can easily plant it. We harvested it. And this field over here I did plow as well, so it's not, doesn't have the bad whatever for the not being plowed. And I also fertilized all the fields, so that way they're at double fertilization again. They just needed one fertilizing state a year, so I'm just trying to keep up on it. But yeah, let's go ahead and hire a worker to do that. I will use you later. I've been using him to move that trailer over. Well, you can't see it. Our trailer, oh, it's over here. Trailer right there with all the different stuff on it to reload our wet rice planters. Jeez Louise. Because it makes it a lot easier. So I need to get this guy loaded up again. We'll go get the front loader attachment here in a second, but let's see if we can't get get these guys rocking and rolling first. We'll just fertilizer, and then I know there's not very much rice in this guy, but it's all right. Well, I just kind of wait for them to be completely empty to reload them. Otherwise, it only takes like a partial pallet, and it just kind of, the game doesn't like it. It prefers you to do it in full pallets, so that's just kind of how I do it. But yeah, let's get this guy down here working. We'll get the other one working again as well. But yeah, the series is going well. I'm really enjoying it on here. I think I would have... oh, yeah, I would have liked it if we could have gone you know, further with the series. Like, we could have done more with it, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's not that we can't. It's just I'm trying to wrap it up doing the other series. I've thought about maybe going a little bit further, maybe doing like 15 episodes, something like that. I might have to go like, I don't know, maybe 11, 12 episodes. Only if there's only like a couple thousand of you guys that are watching it, which I know is pretty significant, but compared to like the Frankenmuth series, like you guys just don't seem to care about this series, which I mean kind of also makes sense because it's a base game map and there's other maps that are more exciting. So I totally get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming you guys or anything like that. I just have to make a decision on what I'm going to do because I spent hours making each one of these episodes. So I just want to make sure that it's actually something that's worthwhile to do and people are going to enjoy enough. Which I think it's still fine for now. I also don't just want to abandon it. You know, yep, they're already empty. Look at that. I don't just want to abandon it and be like, yep, you know, we're done with the series. Just, you know, when it's not actually there. Or where we're not actually completely done with it. Obviously, technically speaking, once we've paid off our debt, we've made it far enough where I think we're a pretty good success. But I'd like to get, obviously, a bigger farm, get some more equipment, stuff like that. Get that guy hired up. So I think we might have to go, you know, episode 12-ish. Might be kind of more where we wrap up to get kind of where I want to be. But, yeah, other than that, you know, it's doing pretty good. What we'll do is we'll grab our little Massey here. And then we will go reload that one unit with saplings. And then we'll come back over here and put some more on the trailer. This thing was fully loaded before last year, but I didn't actually need that many of them, which is, you know, fine. But I also probably need to put some water in the greenhouse. I would bet it's probably pretty close to empty, if not completely empty. Yeah, it's getting pretty low. But I mean, this is also about to be full, because we're not using as much of the, you know, the stuff for the wet rice. Which, I'm good continuing to do wet rice. It might end up being a point where it's just these 3 fields we do wet rice in. That honestly might be kind of what we retire it down to. The long grain rice, you're just able to do it on a much larger scale. So that's kind of the end goal, is to have a mostly long grain rice kind of farm going on. If that makes sense. But let's get this guy refilled here. And boom. All right. Let's hire you up. Get out of the way. And we'll go load up some more stuff on here. A little bit of solid fertilizer in here, but honestly, these guys probably, with what they're doing, they probably won't actually need any solid fertilizer. I'm sure they could use some refills. Like, I'm sure we'll be able to use this 143, but they go through so little solid fertilizer. It's kind of crazy, actually. It seems to be like way more efficient to use them to put the solid fertilizer in. But anyhow, I don't know if that's true or not. Let's go ahead and park this guy. Right there. That'll do it. Let's fill up the water real quick while we're over here. Yeah, this is a really cool map. I'm kind of sad I didn't start this series sooner, so it wouldn't have been more, I don't know, more applicable sooner. I know a lot of people started gameplays right away, but I was just so focused on getting my tutorials out there and getting those done that I just didn't do I didn't start a gameplay until this was my first one for Farm Sim 25, and I started it super late. By the time I had started this, there was already other maps that were out, and I just had really wanted to play on this one, and I didn't particularly want to play on any of the other ones that were out there, or a lot of people were already doing like really good series on them, and I didn't necessarily want to interfere with that. So yeah, it was what it was. But let's go ahead and let's see if we can't load up some more stuff. Okie dokie. Also, I guess I could just grab them one at a time and bring them out to the field. Done that before, but I should be able to get 2. Be a little tricky sometimes. It's a little heavy. There we go. Alright, let's stack these guys on here. We shouldn't need, honestly, too many of them. like I said, they really don't use, really just don't use a lot of the saplings now that we've gotten rid of that. The other massive field that they used to do, or yeah, we've been doing just, yeah, this is the field we changed over. Those are our 2 new fields. That's the other thing I thought about doing. We could do another field this year, but I think 244. I mean, I think we should just focus on getting debt free, and then we can probably invest in another field. And then after that, I think we're going to invest in some bigger equipment. I think that's kind of my goal right now. I'm just going to pull this out this way and then wait for another one to spawn. That's probably just easier. Come on now, I believe in you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've really enjoyed, I know that's not the end of the series like right now, but I really truly have enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed doing all the different work on it. I think it was a good concept for a series. It was one I really enjoyed doing. I'm sure I'll do more like it. But yeah, I'm sad it's just the timing's just not right, you know? It's just not quite right. And I know some of you really like this series, and I apologize to those of you that are really into it. And I'm still honestly really having fun playing on it. I just think I wish I would have done it. Kind of honestly, for me, the only thing I don't like about it, I like what we do on our farm, but it feels to me like I'm mostly playing like, of course that one spawned right away when I went to go get the one next to it. I feel like it's almost like just me doing contracts, because that's where most of our income comes from, because there's a lot of great contracts in this map, which isn't all bad, but I think I've just kind of relied too much on that. And I mean, now we're kind of committed to it at this point, and that's why on Frankenmuth I made the deal that I wouldn't do any contract work on there. I think I'll just throw these 2 on there, and that'll be good to get me at least started with those fields out there. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's where we'll end this episode. I don't know when I'll bring you guys back in. I might go through a year or 2 just to get debt paid off, get a little money in the bank. I don't know. I'll at least go until harvest before I bring you guys back in. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.